Hello? Is this thing on? Hold on, I'm doing some stuff real quick. Going to Twitter and stuff. And hey, how's it going? How's it going? I'm about to start. I'm about to start. The first ever. First ever. Mystery Monday on my channel. There you go. That's what I'm gonna say. How do you think this sounds? I'm doing a new thing where I stream Mystery Games on Sunday. Come hang, and then I put the sunglasses emoji. How do you think? I think that'll bring in a bunch of people. I think it does a good job, an adequate job. Oh, there you go. Hey, hi, how's it going? Just gonna hit that right up. So Mystery Monday is something that I started up, and I wanted to play some mystery games on Monday. There was a lot of debate about what I was going to play on Monday, but I ended up on mystery games because there's a lot of different games I can play. And there's just like a lot of different stuff. Oh, wait, hold on. Can you see? Just making sure. Let's make sure there's a whole trilogy. I don't think they released them separately on Switch. But yeah, Mystery Monday, yes. And I was gonna do Layton today, but I still have faith. I still have faith that the Layton games are being remade for the Switch. So I still have faith that leak was true. Because part of the leak did become true because Catriel, the newest Layton game, the 7th one in the series, is coming to Switch on November 8th. So that part of the leak was true. So I'm still expecting Professor Layton to be ported over. And I didn't want to play the DS games and have like the shitty DS top screen. Because trust me, I played it a little bit off stream and just to see how it looked, and it did not look that good blown up. So if it gets ported over to the Switch, it will look good, so that's when I'll play it. Not Nancy Drew. Here's the thing with Nancy Drew. Since they count as mystery games, I'm doing them in between every other game I play. So after I finish a mystery game, I will play a Nancy Drew game, and then I will go back to another mystery game, since they still count as mystery games. And that way I can play a lot, do all the Nancy Drew games in a timely manner. So I'll be doing them on Monday as well now. But here he is. On the I have the 3DS version. So Phoenix Wright, I've only played the first game in the series. I've not played the second or the third. So that's pretty much all I have to say about that. So the first game will be new to me. I don't know if I'm going to stop after the first game and then play something else. But yeah, I've only played Ace Attorney, which is what I will be playing again, because I played it a while ago, and I don't really remember that much. So yeah. I do remember an important character being murdered or something at the beginning. So these games are about your attorney, of course. Damn it. Why me? Can't get caught. Not like this. I've got to find someone to pin this on. Someone like him. Look like he did it. So, these games are a little bit different from actual attorney work, but you know. So, you know, it's based off of it. I don't know jack shit about actual attorney work, I just know it's not like this. Boy, am I nervous. I'm not gonna... Boy, am I nervous. Right. Oh, hiya, Chief. Well, I'm glad I made it on time. Well, I have to say, Phoenix, I'm impressed. Not everyone takes on a murder trial right off the bat like this. There's a lot about you and your client as well. Thanks? Actually, it's because I owe him a favor. A favor? You mean you knew the defendant before this case? Yes. Actually, I kind of owe my current job to him. He's one of the reasons I became an attorney. Well, that's news to me. I want to help him out any way I can. I just really want to help him. I owe him that much. It's over. My life, everything, it's all over. Is that your client screaming over there? Yeah, it's him. Death, despair, oh, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna die. Sounds like he wants to die. Yeah. Sigh. Nick! Hey there, Larry. Oh. Okay. Accidentally brought that up. It's a court record. Dude, I'm so guilty. Tell him I'm guilty. Give me the death sentence. I ain't afraid to die. What? What's wrong, Larry? Oh, it's all over. I am finished. Finished. I can't live in a world without her. I can't. Who took her away from me, Nick? Who did this? Oh, Nick, you gotta tell me. Who took my baby away? The person responsible for your girlfriend's death? The newspapers say it was you. My name is Phoenix Wright. Here's the story. My first case is a fairly simple one. A woman was killed in her apartment. The guy they arrested was the unlucky sap dating her. Larry Butts. My best friend since grade school. Our school had a saying, when something smells, it's usually the butts. It's a good saying. In the 23 years I've known him, it's usually been true. He has a knack for getting himself in trouble. One thing I can say, though, it's usually not his fault. He just has terrible luck. But I know better than anyone that he's a good guy at heart. That and I owe him one, which is why I took the case to clear his name. And that's just what I'm gonna do. So we got our introduction. Oh, if you're wondering what I'm drinking some Jack Daniels. It's, I believe Black Label combined with Coke? That's what it tastes like, at least. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Larry Butts. Prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The, defense is ready, Your Honor. Ahem. Mr. Wright. This is your first trial, is it not? Yes, Your Honor. I'm, a little nervous. Your conduct during this trial will decide the fate of your client. Murder is a serious charge. For your client's sake, I hope you can control your nerves. Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, given the circumstances, I think we should have a test to ascertain your readiness. Yes, Your Honor. Head shaking, eyesight fading. The test will consist of a few simple questions. Answer them clearly and concisely. Please state the name of the defendant in this case. Larry Butts. Defendant? Well, that's Larry Butts, Your Honor. Correct. Just keep your wits about you and you'll do fine. Next question. This is a murder trial. Tell me, what's the victim's name? Oh, I know this one. Glad I read the case report covers cover to cover so many times. That's a hint. Thank you. Wait, uh-oh. No way, I forgot. I'm drawing a total blank here. Phoenix, are you absolutely sure you're up to this? I don't even know the victim's name. Oh, the victim. Of course I know the victim's name. I just forgot. Temporarily. I think I feel a migraine coming on. Look, the victim's name is listed in the court record. Just press the R button to check it at any time, okay? Remember to check it often. Do it for me, please. I'm begging you. That's right. Who is the victim in this case? Cinderblock. Cinderblock. Oh, that's a good one. The victim's name is Cindy Stone. Correct. Now tell me, what was the cause of death? It might have been a cinder block. She'd have got hit by a blunt object. She was struck once by a blunt object. Correct. You've answered all my questions. I see no reason why we shouldn't proceed. You seem much more relaxed, Mr. Wright. Good for you. Thank you, Your Honor. Because I don't feel relaxed, that's for sure. Well then. First, a question for the prosecution. Mr. Payne?
Yes, Your Honor.
As Mr. Wright just told us, the victim has struck the blunt object. Would you explain to the court just what that object was?
The murder weapon was the statue of the Thinker. It was found lying on the floor next to the victim.
I see. The court accepts this into evidence. Statue added to the court record. Right. Be sure to pay attention to any evidence added during the trial. That evidence is the only ammunition you have in court. Use the R button to check the court record frequently. I think Mia was possessed. Alright. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its first witness.
The prosecution calls the defendant, Mr. Butts, to the stand.
Chief, what do I do? Pay attention, you don't want to miss any information that might help your client's case. You'll get your chance to respond to the prosecution later, so be ready. Let's just hope he doesn't say anything unfortunate. Uh-oh, Larry gets excited easily. This could be bad. So I have my screen here right now. I hope it's good for now. And, I mean, right now it's good because there's nothing there.
Mr. Butts, is it not true that the victim had recently dumped you? Hey, watch it, buddy! We were great together. We were Romeo and Juliet, Cleopatra, and Mark Antony.
Didn't they all die?
I wasn't dumped. She's taking my phone calls. She wasn't taking my phone calls or seeing me ever. That's it. What's it to you anyway? Mr. Butts, what you describe is generally what we mean by dumped. Man, I can read. In fact, she had completely abandoned you and was seeing other men. She had just returned from overseas with one of them the day before the murder. What do you mean, one of them? Lies, all of it, lies! I don't believe a word of it! Your Honor, the victim's passport. According to this, she was in Paris until the day before she died.
You know this motherfucker's the kind of person who says Paris. That's right to the court record. Indeed, she appears to have returned the day before the murder. You know this motherfucker's the guy that kind of laughs like, oh!
Dude, no way. The victim was a model, but did not have a large income. It appears that she had several sugar daddies. Daddies? Sugar? Yes, older men who gave her money and gifts. She took their money and used it to support her lifestyle. Dude! You can clearly see what kind of woman this Miss Stone was. Tell me, Mr. Butts, what do you think of her now?
Right? I don't think you want him to answer that question. Yeah, Larry has a way of running his mouth in all of the wrong directions. Should I? My client had no idea the victim was seeing other men. The question is irrelevant to this case.
Oof. Dude, Nick, what do you mean irrelevant? That cheating she-dog. I'm gonna die. I'm just gonna drop dead. Yeah, when I meet her in the afterlife, I'm gonna get to the bottom of this.
Let's continue with the trial, shall we?
I believe the accused's motive is clear to everyone.
Yes, quite. Oh boy, this is so not looking good.
Next question. You went to the victim's apartment on the day of the murder, did you not? Well, did you or did you not? Well, maybe I did and maybe I didn't.
Oh, he went. What do I do?
I know, I'll send him a signal.
Tell the truth.
Yeah, I was there. I went.
Order. Well, Mr. Butts.
Dude, chill. She wasn't home, man, so, like, I didn't see her. Your Honor, the defendant is lying.
Lying?
The prosecution would like to call a witness who can prove Mr. Butts is lying.
Well, that simplifies matters. Who is your witness?
The man who found the victim's body just before making the gruesome discovery. He saw the defendant fleeing the scene of the crime.
Order! Order in the court! Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its witness.
Yes, Your Honor. This is bad. On the day of the murder, my witness was selling newspapers at the victim's building. Please bring Mr. Frank Sawit to the stand. You recognize this motherfucker. It's a happy mask salesman, of course. Mr. Sawit, you sell newspaper subscriptions, is this correct? Oh, yes, newspapers, yes.
Mr. Sawit, you may proceed with your testimony. Please tell the court what you saw on the day of the murder.
I was going door to door, selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it's strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her lying there. A woman, not moving, dead. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. The man who ran was, without a doubt, the defendant, sitting right over there. Mary, why didn't you tell the truth? I can't defend you against a testimony like that.
Incidentally, why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working?
Your Honor, at the time of the murder, there was a blackout in the building.
Aren't phones supposed to work during a blackout?
Yes, Your Honor. However, some cordless phones do not function normally. The phone that Mr. Sawit used was one of those. Your Honor, I have a record of the blackout for your perusal.
Now, Mr. Wright.
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
You may begin your cross-examination.
Cross-examination, Your Honor. Cross-examination. Your Honor. Alright, this is it, the real deal. What exactly am I supposed to do? Well, you expose the lies in the testimony the witness just gave. Lies! What? He was lying? Your client is innocent, right? That witness must have lied in his testimony, or is your client really guilty? How do I prove he's not? You hold the key. It's in the evidence. Compare the witness's testimony to the evidence at hand. There's bound to be a contradiction in there. First, find contradictions in the court record of the witness' testimony. Then, once you've found the contradiction evidence, present it and rub it in the witness's face. Okay. Open the court record with the R button, then point out contradictions in the testimony. Alright. This is the meat of the game. There it is. You found the body at 1 p.m. You sure? Yes, it was. Yes, it was. It was 1 p.m. I saw for certain. Frankly, I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy notes the time of death at sometime after 4 p.m. There was no body to find at 1 p.m. How do you explain this 3-hour gap? Oh, that! This is trivial. The witness merely forgot the time.
Well, after his testimony, I find that hard to believe. Mr. Sawit, why were you so certain that you found the body at 1 p.m.?
Gee, that's a really good question. Great job, Wright. Way to put him on the spot. That's all you have to do. Point out contradictions. Lies always beget more lies. See through one, and their whole story falls apart. wait, I remember now.
Would you care to give your testimony again?
See, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a taped program. That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding. What a horrible liar.
I see you heard a voice saying the time on a taped program. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Right, you know what to do.
It's probably coming from the television, huh?
Hold it right there! The prosecution has said there was a blackout at the time of the discovery. And this record proves it. You couldn't have heard a television or a video. Yeah,
Defense has a point. Do you have an explanation for this, Mr. Sod?
No, I find it quite puzzling myself. Quite. Wait, I remember now.
Mr. Sod, the court would prefer to hear an accurate testimony from the very beginning. These constant corrections are harming your credibility. That you seem rather distraught.
My apologies, Your Honor. It must have been the shock of finding the body.
Very well, Mr. Sod. Let's hear your testimony once more, please.
Actually, I didn't hear the time I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. That must have been what I saw.
You saw a clock? I guess that would explain it. The defense may cross-examine the witness. Gladly.
Mine ass.
This is a tutorial, pretty much, so.
Wait just a moment. The murder weapon wasn't a clock. It was this statue. Now, how is this supposed to be a clock? You with your objections and your evidence? Just who do you think you are? Just answer the question, Mr. Sod. Hey, I saw it there, okay? That's a clock! Your Honor, if I may.
Yes, Mr. Payne.
As the witness stated, this statue is indeed a clock. The neck is a switch. You just tilt it and it says the time out loud. As it doesn't look like a clock, I submitted it as a statue. My apologies.
I see. So the murder weapon was a table clock after all. Well, Mr. Wright, it appears that the witness' testimony was correct. This is a clock. Do you have any problems with the testimony now? Yes.
Your Honor, there is a gaping hole in the witness's testimony. The only way he could have known the weapon was a clock is to hold it in his hand. Yet the witness testified that he never entered the apartment. Clearly a contradiction.
Indeed.
The witness knew it was a clock because he...
Knew the victim.
Tell me, isn't it true that you knew the victim? In fact, you were one of her sugar daddies. Be frank with us, Mr. Sawit. Frank? I'm always frank. Your Honor, we have complete records of the victim's relationship. Mr. Frank Sawit does not appear anywhere.
Oh. That was the wrong choice.
You're lying. You were inside the apartment on the day of the murder. Oh yeah, prove it. Prove I went there. I'll do better than that. I can prove you were the one who killed her. You struck her with the clock, and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard.
Order in the court! Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Sawit, the sound must have left quite an impression on you. Understandable, since the murder weapon spoke just as you hit the victim. That voice is burned into your mind. That's why you were so certain about the time. What's the meaning of this? This is all baseless conjecture. Baseless? Just look at the witness's face.
The witness care to elaborate? Did you strike the victim with the clock?
That day, I never... Look, the clock, I heard... No, I mean, I saw it. Sorry.
What a very rude thing to do.
Shut up, shut up, shut up! I hate you! It was him, I tell you, I saw him! He killed her and he should burn! Burn! Give him death!
Order! Order in the court, I say!
Your Honor, a moment, please. There isn't a shred of evidence supporting the defense's claims.
Mr. Wright, Your Honor, you claim the sound the witness heard came from the clock. Do you have any evidence?
The whole case is riding on this. Better think through carefully.
Your Honor, the sound Mr. Saw heard was definitely this clock. A fact which is clear if you simply... Fact which is clear if you simply... Okay. I think this is what we want to go for. It's on the clock now here in this court, Your Honor. May I have the clock? Ask the court to listen very carefully. Beep. I think it's 8:25. That certainly is a strange way to announce the time. Well, he is the thinker, after all. So we've heard the clock. What are your conclusions, Mr. Wright? Mr. Payne, can you tell me what time it is now?
It's 11:25.
As you can see, this clock is exactly 3 hours slow. Precisely the discrepancy between that, what Mr. Saw heard, and the actual time of death. So, Mr. Saw, try to talk your way out of this one.
You forgot one thing.
Uh-oh, what's he talking about now?
While it may seem like that clock is running 3 hours slow, it proves nothing. How do you know it was running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder? You can't prove that. You don't have a case.
That's right, how am I going to prove that? Damn it, I was so close. Mr. Wright, it seems you lack the critical evidence to support your claim. Yes, Your Honor. That means I cannot let you indict the witness. Fortunately, this ends the cross-examination of Mr. Frank Sod.
I come all the way down here to testify, and look what happens. You treat me like a criminal. A criminal! You lawyers are all slime.
Here, I almost had him. Sorry, Larry. I failed you. There's nothing I can do about it now. Not so fast, Mr. Sawit. I mean, Chief. Listen up, Wright. Don't throw this one away, not like this. Think. But Chief, it's over. I can't prove the clock was slow on the day of the murder. Nobody can prove that. Well, yes, but that doesn't mean you can't still win. Try to think outside the box. Don't waste time doubting the facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow and think through it. Ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason, and you'll have your proof. Right? Can't think of a reason as to why the clock would be 3 hours slow. Wait! Maybe I can prove it. You must have evidence somewhere that can prove it, right? Find it and let them have it. Well, Mr. Wright, you say the clock was already running slow on the day of the murder. Have you found evidence to support this claim? Of course, there's a piece of evidence in the court record that can prove my claim beyond a doubt.
Tough words, let's see you pull this one off.
See, there's evidence that proves why the clock was running slow. Alright. So... if she was murdered at 4 to 5 p.m., power went on at noon, so it's not the blackout record. The statute itself, selected to prove itself. I think it's the passport because time zone differences. Dimitri just returned home from abroad the day before the murder. As we all know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. When it's 4 p.m. here, it's 1 a.m. the next day there. The clock wasn't 3 hours slow, it was 9 hours fast. The victim hadn't reset her clock since returning home. That's why the time you heard when you struck her head in the apartment was wrong.
Proof enough for you, Mr. Saw It. Or should I say, Mr. Did It?
And he's dead. He died. He just died. Shame that. Order! Order, I say! Well, this case has certainly turned out differently than we all expected. Mr. Payne, your witness.
He was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor.
Very well. Mr. Wright!
Yes, Your Honor.
I have to say I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen someone complete a defense so quickly. And find the true culprit at the same time. Thank you, Your Honor. At this point, this is only a formality, but this court finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Butts,
Not guilty.
and with that, this court is adjourned. Turns out that Frake Saw It was a common burglar. He posed as a newspaper salesman to check and see when people were out of the house. That day, Larry went to her apartment. The victim wasn't home. After he left, Mr. Saw It let himself in to do his dirty work. While he was searching her place, the victim returned. Flustered, Mr. Saw It grabbed the nearest blunt object he could find. Shaking my fucking head, dude. Whew! So I can believe we won. Right, good job in there. Congratulations.
Thanks, Chief. I owe it all to you.
Not at all, my boy. Fight your own battles in there.
It's been a while since I've seen the trial end on such a satisfying note. I've never seen the Chief looking this happy. If she's this glad, imagine how Larry must feel.
My life is over.
Larry, you're supposed to be happy. What's wrong now?
Aw, Nick. Don't worry about me. I'll be dead and gone soon.
Good. Wait, no, I mean, bad. Larry, you're innocent. The case is closed.
But my Cindy Windy's gone, man. Gone forever.
Larry, she was... Never mind. Congratulations, Harry. Harry. Yes, you. I can practically see the headlines now. Harry Butts innocent.
Thanks. I really owe you one. I won't forget this ever. Let's celebrate. Dinner, movie, my treat.
Oh, no, I couldn't. Hey, I was the one who got you off the hook. Oh, hey. Here, take this. It's a present. A present for me? Wait, wasn't this evidence that... Actually, I made this clock for her. I made one for her and one for me. Really? You made this? Well, thank you. I'll keep it as a memento. Yo, Nick. Can you believe it? I was so into that chick. And she was just playing me for a fool.
Don't that make you just want to cry?
Larry. Are you so sure? Excuse me? I think she thought quite a lot of you in her own way. Nah, you don't gotta sympathize with me, Soke. Well, I'm not just sympathizing, really. Isn't that right, Wright? Don't you have something to show your friend? Something that proves how she felt about him? Huh? Oh, yeah, right. The heck is she talking about? Statue, of course. Check this out, Larry. Proof positive you weren't just some chump to her. Huh? What about that clock? This is the clock you made for her, Larry. And she took it with her when she traveled. Whatever, she probably just needed a clock, that's all. You think so? It's a pretty heavy clock to take traveling. Well, make of it what you will. Hey, Nick. I'm glad I asked you to be my lawyer. Really, I am. Thanks. Hope that made him feel a little better. Right? No, left. I wonder how many times you're gonna make that stupid shit joke. I hope you see the importance of evidence now. Also, hopefully you realize things change depending on how you look at them. People, too. We never really know if our clients are guilty or innocent. All we can do is believe in them. And in order to believe in them, you have to believe in yourself. Right. Listen. Learn. Grow strong. Never let go of what you believe in. Never. Well, time for me to die.
You don't give a big speech like that and then live. That's all I'm gonna say. Well, I think our work here is done. Shall we be off? Yeah, I guess so. Say, how about dinner on me? We'll drink a toast to innocent butts. Yeah. Oh, speaking of Harry, you were saying part of why you became lawyers because of him. Or yeah, part at least. Let's tell you more about it sometime, maybe over drinks. Damn, she's coming on, dude. Big respect for Phoenix, dude. So my first trial came to a close. Larry slapped me on the back and said, "Gee, Nick, it's good to have friends. But I'm pretty sure he's not going to pay us unless you count the clock he gave me." I didn't know it then, but that clock was soon going to be at the center of another incident, and my promise to tell the chief about me and Larry would be a promise that I wouldn't be able to keep. The end. The game's over. Well, that's it for the first Phoenix Wright game. Thank you for coming around, everyone. Brand new episode has been added. Episode 2, The Turnabout Sisters. How many save files? Oh. Alright. Not that bad. Bring. Bring. I don't know why I voiced that. Hello, this is Maya. Hey, Maya, it's me. Mia, what's up? You haven't called in a while. Sorry, I've been so busy. How have you been? Well, lonely, and it's all your fault. Nah, I'm just teasing. I've been great. I'm finally getting used to having my own place. That's good to hear. Actually, I'm calling because I have a favor to ask. I know, you want me to hold evidence for you. Sharp as always. There's a lot of buzz about the upcoming trial. I just don't feel safe keeping the evidence here. I gotcha. So, what is it this time? It's a clock. A clock? Yeah, it's made to look like that statue, the Thinker, and it tells you the time. I thought you might like it. You always like toys. Hey, I'm not a little girl anymore, sis. Now, you know I'm only teasing. I should probably tell you, the clock isn't talking right now. Huh? It's not working? That's lame. I have to take the clockwork out. Sorry. Put some papers inside it instead. Papers? Is that the evidence then? Well, there's a possibility that it might turn out that way, yes. Can you come by the office tonight, say 9, to pick it up? I'll be in a pre-trial meeting until then. Okay, sis, but I expect dinner. Something good. Like burgers. Really go for a good burger. Okay, we'll hit the usual joint. Alright, it's a deal. Okay, sis. See you soon. Yep, I'll be waiting. Maya. Conversation recorded. September 5th, 9:27 a.m. Wonder why that's important. September 5th, 8:57 p.m. Doom doom. Now, Miss Fay, I'll take what's mine. The papers. I'm sorry, but I can't give you what I don't have. Miss Fay, you are a poor liar. Why, I see it right over there. That must be the Thinker that swallowed those papers. How could you know? Ho! You are not coniferous of my background. Gathering information is my business, you see. I should have been more careful. Oh, my dear Miss Fay, I'm so very sorry, but I'm afraid I must ask you for one more thing. Your eternal silence. Farewell, Miss Fay. Shaking my fucking head. Told you that. Red, white, blue. America. About 10 minutes later, 10, 11 minutes later. Uh-oh, I'm late. Huh? That's strange. Guess the chief left without me. She said her sister was coming over, so we all should go out for dinner. What's that smell? Blood. Mia! She's in her office. So here's the second part of the game, which is like the examination phase where you look around and look for stuff. Sis. Someone's there. Chief? Chief? Chief! Dun, 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 dun. Who are you? Strange girl dropped out cold. I left her lying on the office sofa. I went back to the chief where she lay under the window. Her body was still warm. I could feel it when I held her shoulder. Then, all too quickly, it began to fade. So finally, she was cold. Chief. It's hard seeing her like this, but if there are any clues here, she was struck in the head with a blunt object, she probably died instantly. The thinker lying next to her must have been the murderer. There's some glass shards near the chief's body. There's a piece of glass light standing broken in the back of her room. Nothing else here that seems like a clue here. Piece of paper must have fallen from Mia's hand. What could it be? Unfortunately, blood on the scrap of paper. Maya. Did Mia write this? This piece of paper is a receipt from a department store dated yesterday. I think that's enough snooping around for now. I'd better call the police. Find out what that girl was doing here. Just making sure everything's checked off. I was really across the office. Yeah. Nonsense. Just making sure. When he said, but he said he had everything, so. Ooh, slide. Better call the police. That's funny. A few of the screws in the receiver are missing. It looks like someone was halfway through taking it apart. Police, please, come quick! What was that? Someone's screaming from outside the window. She's staring right at me. She's holding a phone in her hand. What's it called? Keywater Hotel. Okay, press the wrong button. Is there anything else? Girl just now, where did she go? I put her right there on that sofa. Uh-oh, I hope she didn't run on me. Yikes, don't scare me like that. Excuse me, bud, who are you? It's okay, I work here. Maya Faye. Maya Faye? Maya, so Mia was writing this girl's name. Maybe I should show her the receipt. I never thought there'd be a use for evidence like this outside of the courtroom. Or did she write a message in her own blood? She wrote it on the back of this receipt. That's my name. Why? Why would she write my name? Please just calm down. Why would sis write my name? Uh-oh. Now I've done it. Wee. Police! It sounds like they're coming this way. Freeze, police! Oh. God, this character. Alright, I'm Detective Dick Gumshoe, see? Gumshoe, what an odd name. Received a report from the building across the way, see? Got a person saying they saw a murder. A murder. Must have been that woman I saw. Anyway, I don't want either of you moving 1 inch, okay? Great, just great. Maya, wait, she wouldn't have. Nah. Whoa, excuse me! Eek. This word Maya here mean anything to you? That's my name. What? The victim drew this here note in her own blood, see? With a dying breath, she wrote down the killer's name. Killer? I'm not. Case closed. You're coming out of the precinct, ma'am. What? Your sister Maya was arrested on the spot. I was taken for questioning and didn't get out until the next morning. My eyes were heavy, but I couldn't sleep. I sat around waiting for visiting hours to begin at the detention center. I have to talk to Maya as soon as possible. Why, they have poor Maya locked up like a criminal. Oh. It's you, the lawyer. Good morning. Good morning. She looks so tired. Are you going to be my attorney? Well, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. I better give it to her straight. It's up to you. Up to me? Yes, I don't think this is something I should decide. After all, you're the one in trouble here. They're never going to believe me, are they? Even you, when you found me at the office, you looked at me like I had done it. Did I look at her like that? No, I never thought. It's okay. I understand. And I've also heard about you. Heard what about me? I was talking to my sister on the phone the other day. Today was my junior partner's first time in court. Wow, really? How'd that go? It was quite the scene. Honestly, I was on edge the whole time. It's been a while. Ha, so he crashed and burned? He's a genius, one of those strike fear into the hearts of evil types. The only thing he's lacking is experience. Huh, sounds like it was fun. Well, I know who to go if I ever get in trouble now. I don't know, Maya. I think you might want to wait. Give him 3 more years. That is, unless you want to be found guilty. What an ominous statement. She said, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to insult you. No, it's okay. It's true, I guess. But at the same time, I can't just sit by and watch. When I think of the person who did this to Mia... I know. There's something I've been wanting to ask you, yes? What's with that outfit? Oh, this? This is what all acolytes wear. It's my uniform, you could say. Acolytes? Like people in religious training? What is it you do? Oh, it's nothing strange, really. I'm a spirit medium in training. A spirit medium? I'm pretty sure that qualifies as strange. Could you tell me about the day of the murder? Yes, let's see. That morning, I got a call from my sister. She wanted me to hold onto a piece of evidence for an upcoming trial. Evidence? Yes, that clock shaped like the thinker, the one Larry made. How could that have been evidence in a case? Right. She said something about that. I remember. Do you want to hear it in her own voice? Her own voice? Yes. I'm pretty sure our conversation is on my cell phone. You recorded it? Yeah, I forgot how to delete those things. So you say you have a conversation with your sister on your cell phone. Let's hear it. Right. Oh, I just remembered that detective took my cell phone. Sorry. Oh, right, of course. Next time I see Detective Gumshoe, I'll ask him for it. Oh, you know, so you don't forget, okay? Sure, thanks. Sorry, I know it must be hard. No, it's okay. All I've been doing the last few hours is talking about it. I've kind of gotten used to it. Let's see. That morning I got a call from my sister. So then, when did you arrive at the office? It was right around 9. I asked her off and I could smell blood. Then I found her, my sister. Thanks, Maya. That's all I need to hear for now. You're an acolyte, or medium in training. That's right. The Fae family, especially the woman, have always been very sensitive to the spirit world. Wait a second, you said the Fae family? So Mia was into this stuff too? Of course, she left the mountain to follow her career, she said. Her powers were first class too. I had no idea. Wait, what? So you're a real honest-to-goodness spirit medium with ESP and all that? Yes, in training. Can't you contact Mia's spirit then? You just ask her who killed her. I'm sorry. I'm still in training. I couldn't do something on that level. I thought that would be too easy. Something the matter? I was wondering, could I ask you a favor? This is the address of a famous lawyer. My sister gave me this a long time ago. She said if I was ever in trouble, I should call him. And, well, I'm in trouble. Do you think you could go ask him to represent me? Sure, why not? I'll go ask. Thank you so much. I have no one else to turn to. Say, what about your parents? I see. Don't worry, leave it to me. Thank you. The trial's tomorrow at 10. What? Tomorrow? Tomorrow. What if this guy refuses? They told me that if I don't find one, the state will pick an attorney to defend me. Will that happen? They're giving me until 4 this afternoon. Visiting hours are almost up. I better hurry. Right, I'll be back. Law offices first. The office is filled with police officers. They're all busily searching for clues. Hey, you there. There's a crime scene, pal. No trespassing. Sorry. Don't I know you from somewhere? Wait, you're that Butts guy, aren't you? No, Phoenix Wright. How can anyone mistake me for Larry? I guess I got the wrong name, Mr. Wright. Sorry about that. That Butts guy, he was a killer. And you're no killer, right? He was proven innocent. Right. And you were Detective Gumshoe. Gumshoe, wasn't it, Dick Gumshoe? Right, at your service. Hang on, that's Detective Gumshoe to you, pal. Anyway, get the name right. And don't go calling me Dick. Hey, Dick, get over here. Yes, sir. Be right there. Ma'am, you're a lawyer, right, pal? If you got business here, you better do it quick. He thinks I'm Maya's lawyer. But Mrs. Fay, did you do an autopsy? You want to know the results, eh? Now don't you look at me like that, pal. It's no use. She might have been your boss, but that doesn't mean you get any special treatment. Alright, you can see a report. But that's all. About Maya. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the trial. Sorry, pal, but this is one trial you ain't gonna win. Why do you say that? The city's put Prosecutor Edgeworth on the prosecution. Thank you, Mega Oreo. Thank you. Have a good day. Edgeworth. I'm sure you know what that means, you being a lawyer and all. Prosecutor Edgeworth. That's right, pal. Mr. Miles Edgeworth himself. Wait, you do know him, don't you? Of course not. Never heard of him. Whoa, you call yourself a lawyer, pal? About 4 years ago, this Edgeworth guy became a prosecutor at the age of 20. Everyone says he's a genius. Surprised you don't know about him. Of course I know him. I was just playing dumb. He's a cold, heartless machine who will do anything to get a guilty verdict. There are rumors of back alley deals and forged evidence. All I know for sure is that Edgeworth hates crime with an almost abnormal passion. I never imagined I'd be facing him so soon. Do you know anything about this? That statue? That's the murder weapon. It's a clock is just a statue too. I'm starting to wish I'd never seen this thing. Oh, that? It's like a glass stand fell next to the victim. The last shots are pieces of the broken stand. There's no proof that Mia wrote it. Okay. I present this. You have Mia Faye's cell phone? Oh, that I have it. Do you think you could give it back? Sure. I mean, wait a second, pal. Tricky lawyer. Oh, he's on to me. Tell him straight. If I tell him why I want it, there's no way he'll give it to me. Something the matter? Oh, no, it's just, detective. Nope. I know nothing at all. Cell phone has a lot of numbers on it, like her boyfriend's. A cell phone holds all a little girl's secrets, and sweetest and spiciest secrets. You try to confuse me. Sorry, pal, I already checked all the numbers in memory. Impressive. You're quite the detective. Uh-huh. Oh, here, you can have the phone back. There weren't any suspicious call records in there, after all. Seems you didn't notice the recorded conversation. Let's go record here, the recorded conversation. Well done, pal. Yes, thank you. I'll be heading out now. Oh, wait. One more thing I wanted to mention to you. I don't suppose you played it on talking to that witness. Anyway, you better not. No influence with the witness with your loyally ways, pal. Come to think of it, I had completely forgotten about her. The witness? Yeah, Miss April May. I'm sorry about this, but I can't tell you anything about her. Oh, you just told me her name, Miss May, huh? So you sent her home already, then? Ah, you try to loyally trick somebody now. She's not to go outside her room until the trial. So she's still in the hotel across the way. Guess I should know better than to try to get a detective to leak information. You got that right, pal. And pay a visit to Miss May. Is this the conversation? First, let's go to the Grossberg offices. According to the receptionist, the big boss is out. She couldn't say when he'd be back. Must be hard to keep track of everything when you're a famous lawyer. Not to mention running an office like this. I guess I'll just have to come back later.
Well, hello there, handsome.
Hi. Smooth, right? Real smooth.
You're the lawyer, aren't you? The detective told me. He said, don't say nothing to that lawyer, pal. Hee.
No matter self, thank Detective Gumshoe for making my job harder.
Gee, this is all like something out of a movie. The It's all so exciting I can hardly contain myself. Oh, let me go freshen up so I can look the part of the beautiful eyewitness. I pity the lawyer that has to cross-examine this one. What's inside? Let's take a look. Hey! What are you doing? No touching. Oh, bad boy. You really shouldn't pry around in other people's rooms now. You wouldn't want to make me upset, would you? Upset? I thought she was going to explode for a second there. I wonder what could be inside that drawer. Do you think you should tell me something? I need you to describe what you observed at the time of the incident. Oh, observe? Incident? You sound like a lawyer in the movies. I like a man with a big vocabulary. Better not encourage her. Alright, you know the thing that happened the other day? The bad thing? What did you see when it happened? I don't suppose you could tell me about it, pretty please. Let me see. Well, dream on. If you want to know, you'll just have to come to court tomorrow, Mr. Lawyer. Oh, boy. Could you just... Who exactly are you? Oh, Mr. Lawyer, are you hitting on me? No. Hey, I'm just doing my job here. You know, you're cute when you blush. Believe me, this is the first time in my life I've blushed this much. Right. Can you just tell me what it is you do? Well, no. And you had your little hopes up, didn't you? Oh, boy. So there are 2 glasses on the table. Is someone staying here with you? Ooh, what amazing powers of observation. You must be one of those famous detectives like on television. Oh, no, not me. I'm just a lawyer. Say, Mr. Big Detective, why don't you go look for clues in the garbage? This man is like nosy little lawyers. Oh, boy. Alright, well. Oh. So you're the one they say has been looking for me. Yes, that's me. He looks even grander than I imagined. That badge on your collar? Ah, so you're a lawyer, are you now? Yes, well, yes. And what do you want? I'm not particularly busy these days. Please proceed. Not busy? Then how come no one can get in touch with you? Something the matter? You came to see the one and only Marvin Grossberg, did you not? Well, here I am, boy. What do you want? Out with it. Well, sir, actually, it's about Maya Fey. Ah, yes, Maya Fey. Go on. Why the strange reaction? Cha-cha. I'm really quite busy here, son. I can't go taking cases on a day's notice. No, it's quite impossible. Wait a second. How did you know the trial was tomorrow? Anyway, I'm afraid it's entirely impossible for me to represent her. Sorry, end of discussion. What's going on? He refused me before I even got a chance to ask him. What do I tell Maya? How can you just refuse like that? Please, tell me why don't you take the case? Well, you see, it's just... I'm busy, you see. The client is Maya Fey's sister. Or Mia Fey, sorry. Mia trusted you. She knew her sister would be in good hands. Yes, of course, I know that. However... I'm sorry, but I must refuse. Sorry, goodbye. Creep. Fine. I don't have time to argue with you anyway. I'll go look elsewhere. I think not. Huh? Did you say something? I think not, I said. What do you mean? I'm terribly, terribly sorry, but I'm afraid that no lawyer with their salt will take on this particular case. Terribly sorry, my boy. Why? I cannot say. I beg your pardon, but could you leave now? I have nothing more to discuss with you. What's going on here? How'd you know Mia Fey? She worked here a long time ago. Quite the apprentice, that one. Learned my techniques in the blink of an eye. She left one day quite suddenly. She had a mission, you see. A mission? You could see it in her eyes. She followed it with a burning passion. Never looked back, that one. That's quite a painting. Aha! You noticed. It's my pride and joy. Impressive, isn't it? Well, isn't it? The color of the sky, the hue of the sea, the weave of the straw hat. It's worth at least $3 million. I have no intention of parting with it, of course. No, I won't sell it. Not even to you. I wasn't interested. It's not for sale. I'm not buying. Jeez. No, she's still here.
Oh, 3:42 p.m.
Hiya. Oh, you're back. Did you find the lawyer? Well, what do I tell her? Well, see, just be honest. I really don't think you should use that guy. He didn't seem healthy. He was all skin and bones. What really happened? You don't mean he refused to help? I see. I haven't abandoned then. What about your family? I only had my sister. My father died when I was very young. Fucking dramatic music. I don't know where my mother is. Don't know? So she could still be alive? The women in my family have been mediums for generations. They say a lot of spiritual power runs in our blood. About 15 years ago, our family was involved in an incident. There was a man and he ruined our mother's life. Ruined? After that, she disappeared. Several years after that, my sister announced she would become a lawyer and she left them out. So you live by yourself? Yes, I've gotten used to it. Oh, also, I had to become independent or I would lose my powers. I feel bad for her all by herself up on the mountain. So who is this man who, ruined your mother? About 15 years ago, there was an unusual murder case. It made quite a stir. Everyone was talking about it, apparently. The police were running out of leads and they were getting desperate. Wait, they didn't use a spirit medium, did they? The police convinced my mother to try to contact the victim. Wow, so what happened? The case was solved. We thought? The man my mother helped the police capture was innocent. The police's consultation with the medium had all been carried out in secret, of course, but the man found out about it and leaked it to the press. He told all the papers that my mother was a fraud and the media jumped on in big time. She, my mother, became the laughingstock of the nation. I see. White. Excuse me? White? That was his name, my sister told me. White. Just a little longer now before the state-appointed lawyer comes, I guess. What should I do? Do I just leave her to go home? Defend Maya. I've made up my mind. I'm gonna defend you whether you want me to or not. Why? Why? Well, I can't abandon you. No one is sad as a person without any friends. I know, I've been there a long time ago. Why did I become a lawyer in the first place? Because someone has to look after the people who have no one on their side. I won't abandon you. You can count on me. That's so kind of you. Well, let's fight this one and get you out of here. Right, thank you. She smiled at last. She looked like an entirely different person. One last question. You are innocent, right? Yes, and I trust you. So you trust me too, okay? It's a deal. So what next? There's something that's been bugging me. Just what was inside that strange woman's drawer? It was when I tried to look into that drawer that she got all defensive. There has to be something in there. That's what I'm saying, dude. Good afternoon, sir. Excuse me, you are? I beg your pardon, sir. I'm the bellboy of this establishment at your service, sir. All right. I've just come up to deliver room service, sir. Do you know where Miss May might be? I believe our guest, Miss May, is currently using the, facilities. If you don't need of anything, I'll be taking my leave. Please, stay as long as you'd like. Enjoy. Yeah. Wait, no, hey! Why does it seem like every time I come here I end up embarrassing myself? Wait, now's my chance to stoop around a bit. I almost forgot. Ah, you came back. I'd like to ask you to inform Miss May that there is a message for her. Please tell her that Mr. White of Blue Corp phoned. Oh, right, sure. Mr. White of Blue Corp. Where have I heard that name? That was the name of the guy who ruined me and Maya's mother. Could it be a coincidence? What do we have here? A wiretap? What would a woman like her be doing with a thing like this? There was definitely something suspicious about this Miss May. Why would she have something like this in her hotel room? There's a story behind this. I know it. Alright, I'll be using this bit of evidence in tomorrow's trial, that's for sure. For Maya's sake. I'll get to that woman's bottom. Wait, I mean, you know what I mean. Oh, bellboy, you still there? Uh-oh, time to scram. I look forward to tangoing with you tomorrow, Miss May. In court. To be continued. Did it just say saving? What?
That's strange. Before we start, let me get another drink because I am finished off my Jack and Coke. And I'll get some non-alcoholic this time because I feel a little loose to get drunk from one Jack and Coke. Come on now, Joby. Who do you think I am? Sprite, drink it up. That's probably very loud. Oops. Oh. Alright, we are. It's 10 in the morning, we're in the courtroom. There he is. There's the boy. Edgeworth. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Miles Edgeworth. I better not show any signs of weakness today, or he'll be on me in an instant. Mr. Edgeworth, please give the court your opening statement. Thank you, Your Honor. The defendant, Miss Maya Fay, was at the scene of the crime. The prosecution has evidence she committed this murder, and we have a witness who saw her do it. The prosecution sees no reason to doubt the facts of this case, Your Honor. I see. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Let's begin, then. If you may call our first witness, Your Honor. The prosecution calls the chief officer at the scene, Detective Gumshoe. Witness, please state your name and profession to the court. Sir, my name's Dick Gumshoe, sir. I'm the detective in charge of homicides down at the precinct, sir. Detective Gumshoe, please describe for us the details of this murder. Very well, sir. Let me use this floor map of the office to explain. The body was found by this window here. And the cause of death? Loss of blood due to being struck by a blunt object, sir. The murder weapon was a statue of the thinker found next to the body. It's heavy enough to be a deadly weapon, even in a girl's hands, sir. The court accepts the statue as evidence. They're still calling it a statue. Floor plan's out of the court record. Now, detective. Yes, sir. You immediately arrested Miss Maya Fay, who was found at the scene, correct? Can you tell me why? Yes, sir. I had hard evidence she did it, sir. Detective Gumshoe, please testify to the court about this hard evidence. As soon as the phone call came in, I rushed to the scene. There were two people there already. The defendant, Miss Maya Fay, and the lawyer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I immediately arrested Miss Maya Fay. Why? We had a witness account describing her. The witness saw Miss Maya Fay at the very moment of the murder. The very moment, you say. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Cross-examine what? I couldn't see a single contradiction in that testimony. Whoosh. Smack. Hey, Maya just threw something at me. What's this? When my sister couldn't find any contradictions in a witness testimony, she would bluff it and press the witness on every detail. The witness always slips up and says something wrong. It worked lots of times. Heh, I should have expected Maya would know some of her sister's tricks. All right, let's give this a try. Something the matter? No, Your Honor. I'd like to begin my cross-examination. Hold on just one second. Yeah? If I heard correctly, you said you arrested her because you had hard evidence she did it, correct? Huh? Did I say that? Me? I heard you say it. You did say it. You said
Exactly what about the suspicious woman in Pink's claim was hard evidence? What? Miss May isn't suspicious. She sure isn't Pink, pal. Well, I guess she is Pink. That's enough, Detective Gumshoe. Do you have any more solid proof other than her claims, Detective? I guess pressing can have its advantages. Yes. Sorry, I got the order of things mixed up in my testimony, Your Honor, sir. There was something I should have told you about first, Your Honor.
Very well, Detective. Let's hear your testimony again.
After securing the suspect, I examined the scene of the crime with mine own eyes. I found the memo written on a piece of paper next to the victim's body. On it, the word Maya was written clearly in blood. Lab results showed that the blood was the victim's. Also, there was blood found on the victim's fingers. Before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name. How you like that? That's my hot evidence.
Before we begin cross-examination, I have a question for you, Detective.
Your Honor.
Why didn't you testify about this vital piece of information the first time?
I know. I'm real embarrassed. I forgot about it, Your Honor, sir.
Try to be more careful. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination.
Detective Gumshoe, do you get a lot of cases where the victim actually writes the killer's name?
Sure, it happens all the time in books or the movies. This isn't a movie, Detective.
Oof. Let's talk about reality, shall we?
Well, I guess I haven't heard of any cases, no.
Do you find it a little odd that the victim would write down a name? Especially the name of her own sister.
Yeah, actually, you got a point, pal.
Stop right there. The witness' opinion on the matter is irrelevant. The facts are clear. The victim wrote down the name of the accused. The victim told us the name of her killer.
Order! Order!
That didn't go so well. That's right. What he said. That's his whole testimony? Okay, there has to be a contradiction in there somewhere. Let's find it. That wasn't it. On which hand was the bloody finger, Detective? The right hand. She was right-handed. Aha! Nice try. I thought for sure we were going to be like, well, we don't know if she wrote it. Do you have proof it was me who wrote that? There you go. That okay. I just had to find the right one. Of course I do, pal. Oh, he sounded pretty confident. This might not be good. Oh. What kind of test were these again? Oh, I hear they like take the bits of the blood.
They're about goblins. Do that before securing the suspect, so. I'm just gonna press him on everything. I don't think pressing is the answer. Just because you found it next to the body doesn't mean the victim wrote it. There we go. And who did write it, Smarty Pants? Who? The killer. The killer, anyone can see that. Oh, you're saying the killer wrote her own name? Buddy, please. She was framed. Hold on. If that's the case, where's your evidence? I guess that was a bit of a tall order for you. Those without evidence shouldn't open their mouths, Mr. Wright. Yeah, pal. Well, detective, tell us what was written on that memo you found. Fuck. Death was instantaneous, that's what it was. Detective Gumshoe, there's one thing I want you to clarify for me here. You say the victim, Mia Fey, wrote this note? That she was accusing the defendant, Maya Fey? That's really what you're saying? What? This isn't one of those lawyer tricks, is it now? Of course she wrote it. Who else could have? You have it backwards, detective. But backwards? The victim is the only person who absolutely could not have written it. This is a report from your department, detective. Immediate death due to a blow from a blunt object. She died immediately. But no butting your way out of this one, detective. Order! Order! The defense has a point. Someone who died immediately wouldn't have had the time to write anything down. Mr. Wright, I beg your pardon, but when exactly did you obtain this autopsy report? When? Was the day after the murder. Prosecution's point being? That autopsy report is outdated, Your Honor. What? The second autopsy was performed yesterday, at my request. Death was almost immediate due to a blow from a blunt object, but there was a possibility the victim lived for several minutes after the blow. I received these results this morning. No way. Your Honor, it's quite easy to imagine that the victim did have time to write Maya. That is all. I see. Damn you, Edgeworth. I should have known you'd have something up your sleeve. Why, Mr. Wright, you look shocked. Something you want to say? I'm a sham. Detective Gumshoe, was I a fool to trust you in your report? Me? I wasn't, huh? Detective Gumshoe? I'm disappointed in you handing him the wrong report like that. I'm sorry, sir. You were at fault, Detective. This isn't going to look good on your next evaluation next month. But... Your Honor, I submit this report to the court. Understood. The court accepts your evidence. I almost said like a... Understood. Well, Your Honor, the evidence strongly suggests the victim was identified the killer. I suppose that's the obvious conclusion, yes? Darn, this isn't good. The prosecution would like to call its next witness. This poor innocent girl saw the murder with her own eyes. Let the witness, Miss April May, take the stand. Exactly what part of her is innocent? Okay. I thought it was like lagging a little bit, but I think it's fine actually. What is your name, please?
April May, at your service.
Order! Introduction do not require any reaction from the crowd. The witness will refrain from wanton winking.
Oh, yes, Your Honor.
This is not good. She's already captured the heart of every man in this courtroom. Tell us, where were you on the night of September 5th when the murder occurred?
Gee, I was like in my hotel room. I checked in right after lunch.
And this hotel is directly across from the Fan Co. law offices.
That's right, big boy.
Please testify to the court about what you saw. This is sick.
It was like 9 at night. I looked out the window, you know, and then, ooh, I saw a woman with long hair being attacked. The one attacking her was a mousy girl sitting in the defendant's chair, and then the woman, like, dodged to one side and ran away. That girl, she caught up to her, and she hit her. And the one with the long hair, she kinda slumped. The end. That's all I saw. Every little bitsy witsy.
Well, Your Honor, I see. It is a remarkably solid testimony. I don't see a need to trouble the witness any.
Wait, Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Wright. What about my cross-examination? I thought the witness's testimony just now was quite firm, didn't you? Mr. Wright, I understand you were Miss Maya Fey's understudy, were you not? You must know her techniques well. Her cowardly way of finding tiny faults in perfectly good testimonies. Hey, how dare you! Well, Mr. Wright, will you cross-examine the witness? Yes, I'm doing it. I'll gladly proceed with the cross-examination, only because I have a feeling Edric doesn't want me to. She has to have some weakness. Very well, you may begin your cross-examination.
It was like 9 at night.
She dodged? Dodged what?
Well, the attack.
Please continue your testimony. That's not what I wanted to ask. How did you know it was my client?
Well, gee, first of all, she had a girl's physique, and secondly, she was small. Who else could it be but her?
Hold on a minute, that testimony stinks.
What?
Miss May, I'm willing to bet that you're lying. Are you telling the truth? Did you really see the defendant? Mr. Wright, what's the meaning of this?
Yeah, what is the meaning? Somebody tell you because I'm clueless about this, I mean.
Okay, if you had really witnessed my client, Maya Fey, you would have noticed her clothes before noticing her physique. No one wears clothes like this on a daily basis, except her. And I'm no expert on fashion, but her hairdo looks far from normal to me. However, the witness' testimony mentions neither of these things. The testimony is bogus. But still, we don't know if she was dressed that way the night of the murder. She was, Your Honor. I saw her, and so did Detective Gumshoe.
What did you say to that, Miss May? Rawr, what are you trying to say, you mean lawyer? I saw what I saw. I just didn't think all the trifling little details were necessary.
Miss May, the court would like to remind you to please omit nothing in your testimony.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Good girl. I promise.
Testimony again, if you would. Damn, I almost had her.
I did see everything, I did! The victim, the woman, dodged the first attack and ran off to the right, and the girl in the hippie clothes ran after her. she hit her with that weapon. I saw it. I did. That clock, the kind of statue-y clock, the thinker, I think. Well, does the accuracy of my report not startle you? Tee-hee.
Gotcha. I see. I only wish you had been so detailed from the beginning. Please begin the cross-examination.
Gotcha, bitch.
Miss May, what you said just now was quite revealing.
Revealing? Oh, you'd like that, wouldn't you, naughty Mr. Lawyer?
You just said that the statue of the thinker was a clock. There's no way of knowing that just by looking at it.
Another person in much the same position as you recently called this a clock, too.
And he was found guilty of murder.
Order! Order! Miss May, can you explain how you know this was a clock?
Oh, witness saw the murder with her own eyes. That's all that's important here. The defense is trying to confuse the issue with trivial concerns. Yes, yes, of course. You will withdraw your question, Mr. Wright.
But questions are all I have, Your Honor. And as you may recall, I've caught murders with these questions before.
Well, only once. Objection sustained. You may continue to question the witness. Whew, that was a close one. If you stopped me there, the trial would be over.
Huh? What? So what happens now?
What happens now is you answer my questions. How did you know it was a clock?
What? That's because I heard it? Yeah, I heard it say the time.
So you've been to the law offices of Fan Co.
No, hey, I didn't say that. Why would I go there? I heard it from my hotel room, hee hee.
The law offices of Fan Co, where the murder took place, is very close to the hotel. She could easily have heard the clock. Well, Mr. Wright, are you satisfied? No, Your Honor. I can't give up now. I'm not satisfied because it couldn't have rung. Your Honor, members of the court, it is inconceivable the clock in question rang. That clock is missing its clockwork.
Well, how could you possibly?
Just take a look right now.
Oh!
See anything interesting, Your Honor?
It is as the defense says.
This clock is missing its clockwork. It's quite empty. Mr. Wright, would you care to explain to the court the meaning of this?
It is as you can see. The clock was empty. It couldn't have rung. Therefore, this witness is a big, fat liar. Fat?!
Well, Miss May?
Tisk, tisk.
Quite a show you put on for us, Mr. Wright.
He knew the clock was empty. Somehow, he knew.
I'm afraid you've forgotten one thing, however. Indeed, the clock is empty. As you say, it can't ring. However, we must ask, when was the clockwork removed? If it was after the witness heard the clock, then there was no contradiction. That's true. That is a possibility. The clock might have been emptied after she heard it. That is exactly what happened, Your Honor. Well, Mr. Wright, can you prove when the clockwork was removed? Oh, impossible, of course. I have proof.
Well, what?
Wasn't it you who told me proof is everything? Well, I was listening, and now I'll show you the proof you like so much. The evidence that proves when the clockwork was removed is... Take a closer look at this. That's a very cute cell phone.
Ooh, you have a girly phone. Wait, this isn't my phone.
Listen, this is the defendant's cell phone and it contains a recording. A recording of a conversation she had with the victim on the day of the murder.
Order! Order!
The defendant's cell phone? This wasn't brought up to my attention. Perhaps Detective Gumshoe overlooked it. The good detective better remember he's up for evaluation soon. I gotta say, I'm starting to feel bad for the big fella. Let's hear the conversation.
So want me to hold on to the thinker for you then? If you could. I should probably tell you the clock isn't talking right now. Huh? It's not working? That's lame. I had to take the clockwork out, sorry. September 5th, 9:27 a.m. Your Honor, I think this makes it clear the clockwork was already gone by the time this was recorded. Which was well before the witness arrived at her hotel. Are you guys seeing flashes? I'm not the only one seeing them, right? I think it's like stylistic. Because the game only does it at certain points. I think it's supposed to be stylistic, but it's kind of like strange. I never noticed that the first time I played, so maybe I'm losing my mind. No, it definitely looks like it's flash. Yeah, okay, it definitely flashes. It's stylistic. Okay. I was just making sure it wasn't something wrong with my capturing. Well, Miss May, would you care to explain this to the court? Just how did you know that weapon was a clock? Yeah, I never noticed that the first time I played through this, but... Well, isn't it obvious? I saw that clock before. What store was that again? I got so many. Oops, I forgot. So the witness had seen it before. That would make sense. Does the defense have any objections, Mr. Wright? Yes. The witness claims she had seen it before. This directly contradicts a piece of evidence already submitted to this court. Well then, let's see it. Please produce this evidence that would prove the witness had not seen the clock before. It's, the clock. It's simple. This clock was never in any store, ever. What? A friend of mine made that clock. Only 2 exist in the world, and the one that isn't here is in police custody. Impossible. Everything is sold in stores. Miss May, I think it's high time for you went shopping for a better excuse. Oh, excuse is not on sale today. What's it to you, porcupine head? That stupid clock doesn't matter, okay? She did it, and she should die for it! Die!
Whoa! Let's not get ahead of ourselves. This is a court of law, and the witness will remain calm.
Oh? Oh, silly me. Did I, lose it? Yes, I did, teehee. Wink. Scary.
Miss May, let me ask. Tell me, how did you know the weapon was a clock? Oh dear. Does the defense have an opinion on this? Behavior?
This is it. Yes, Your Honor. Allow me to explain how I see the truth of the matter. Miss April May, you knew the weapon was a clock because... you had heard about it. The witness had never held the clock in her hand. However, she had heard that it was a clock.
She heard?
That is correct, Your Honor. There was no other way she would have known the thinker was a clock. And I can show you the proof.
Well, this is interesting. Let's see it then. Show me evidence proving the witness had heard the murder weapon was a clock.
Have a look at this. Ah! Oh! That... I found this in Miss May's room.
Mr. Wright, please explain to the court what this is.
Miss April May, you were tapping the victim, Miss Maya Fay's phone, were you not? Oh.
Your Honor, this is irrelevant. I'm not entirely sure that it is. Objection overruled. It troubles me that our witness was in possession of a wiretap.
This is outrageous. Does the defense truly claim that the witness was tapping her phone? Absolutely. Even if that was the case, which it's not, you still have to prove one thing. Did the victim ever say that the weapon was a clock on the phone? Can you prove that? I think not. Oh yeah, I think I can. It's simple. What? Here's my proof. Proof the victim said on the phone that the weapon was a clock is literally the phone that we showed before. I present the defendant's cell phone. Yes, we've seen that. Listen once more to the conversation between the defendant and the victim. What's up, you haven't called in a while? Well, actually, there's something I want you to hold on to me. Again? What is it this time? It's a clock. It's made to look like the statue of the thinker, and it tells you the time. Miss April May, you used a wiretap to listen to this conversation. That's how you knew the thinker was a clock. Am I wrong? Your Honor, this is ridiculous. Your Honor, look at the witness's face. Does she seem amused to you? The defense demands an answer. Witness, answer the question. Did you tap her phone? Miss May! Shut up, all of you! Okay, you lawyer. I actually skipped the line. It's no fair, all of you ganging up on me like that. Oh, so I'm the bad girl, is that it? Is that it? That did it. The court's seen the real Miss April May now. Now to deal the final blow. Why the wiretap? Why did you tap her phone? Answer the question. Do I have to? Isn't this a murder trial? Isn't tippy-tapping irrelevant? She's saying exactly what Ezra wants her to say. Miss May, you were tapping the victim's phone. I hardly call that irrelevant. While this court does not condone the defense's tone of voice, he has a point. Well, Miss May, do you have an explanation for the court? Can you prove you had nothing to do with this murder, even though you tapped her phone? Ha! I'd like to see her pull that off. Mr. Lawyer, I saw that evil grin. You were probably thinking I'd like to see her pull that off, weren't you? Damn, she's good. Well, you're not the first man who's thought that. And of course, I can and will. You can't be serious. No way. Way, I say. Way! Oh, and I assure you, I'm serious, Mr. Lawyer. Okay, so the killing happened around 9 at night? Why, that's just when I was getting room service from that sweet bellboy. Room service? Iced coffee, I believe it was. Iced coffee, you know, like normal coffee, but cold. If you don't drink it quick, the ice melts and then you have regular cold coffee. Iced coffee. Think I'm making this up? Ask the bellboy. Ergo, the witness was not on the scene at the time of the murder. So where does that leave us? It is my great displeasure to inform you. The witness appears to have been tapping the victim's telephone. However, that is a separate crime with no bearing on the current case whatsoever. Her testimony stands. She saw the defendant, Maya Fey, commit murder. No, they're going to just let her walk away. There's no way I can win this unless a time is made of the murder somehow. Well, does the defense have anything to say? Well, something. Call the bellboy as a witness. The defense would like to call the hotel bellboy as a witness. There's something suspicious here, and I'm going to get to the bottom of it. I think you've sunken quite low enough already. I object to calling the bellboy. Why? What's your reason? Because I hold that the wiretapping had nothing to do with the killing. However, if you agree to one condition, I'll consent to calling this witness. Condition? If Miss April May's alibi is not called into question after you examine the bellboy, then you will recognize that Miss April May was not the killer, thus she is innocent, and thereby you must also accept the verdict of guilty from Miss Maya Fey. That is my condition. What? I better find something suspicious in that bellboy's testimony, otherwise Maya will be declared guilty on the spot. What should I do? Accept the condition, of course. Alright, I got nothing to lose, except for, well, everything. Understood, I accept your condition. Huh. Fool. You fell right into my trap. Uh-oh. Very well, the court calls the hotel bellboy to the stand. I believe we're ready for the witness to testify. He certainly does look like a bellboy. Yes, sir. I received your summons in the middle of work, sir. I'm happy to be of service. That T-shirt looks rather heavy, so without further ado, the witness may begin his testimony. Very good, sir. I am the head bellboy at the fine Gatewater Hotel in business for 4 generations. I believe I received a call after 8 in the evening from my guest, Miss May. She asked for an iced coffee to be brought to her at 9 on the dot, sir. I brought it to her at precisely the requested time, of course. And I delivered the iced coffee to our guest, Miss May herself. I see. The defense may begin its cross-examination. Right, I'm ready. I hope. This is it. If I can't prove Miss May was involved with the murder now, mine will be finished. What? I found it depressing.
Precisely 9 then? Precisely, exactly, and most definitely, sir. 9 p.m. How can you be so sure? This man was quite insistent that it be brought then. Oh, bellboy, tee-hee.
I'd like iced coffee at exactly 9.
Something like that, sir. Therefore, I knocked on her door at the crack of 9, sir. Won't she be so particular about the time? Oh, no.
Oof.
I'm trying to think. Maybe I just press this one? Down to the dot, you say? Yes, I confirmed that detail several times. She was watching a program on the TV and wished to drink after she finished, sir. 9, the time of the murder. Are you sure it was Miss May on the phone? What the fuck? So I know... So my thought process here is she wanted it at 9 so that she would be absolved of guilt if something like this happened, which... You know, it's a you're really pushing there. You know, you really think you're gonna be, you know, brought up as guilty if you didn't commit the crime in the first place? But I mean, I guess we're here. So I guess it worked out for her, but... So she wanted it at 9 because she wanted to have a witness to her, and an alibi, I should say. Absolutely. In Brazier. Finally, you understand. This bellboy has absolutely no reason to lie. Now, if you have any decency, you will end this rather tedious cross-examination here. It was a bit tedious. The witness may leave the stand. Wait. Please wait. Yes, does the defense have anything to add? One last question. Let me ask one last question. Your Honor, I must object. This charade as justice has gone on long enough. Now, Mr. Edgeworth. Alright, Mr. Wright. I'll give you one more question, that's all. Okay. Check in with someone else. Tell me about check-in. Tell me about when you checked in Miss May. Oh, alright, very well, sir. My first thought was that she was beautiful person. She just my type of girl, so it was a disappointment, really. I see. Excuse me, what exactly was a disappointment? Well, I'm not without charm, sir, but even I'd have little chance with her lover there. What did he say? What did you say? Rather, quite. Bellboy, tell us the truth now. Did Miss May check in with another person? I object! That was objectionable! Objection overruled. The witness will answer the question.
Yes, I see.
Why did you not mention this in your testimony?
Well, sir, you didn't ask.
Nice try. That's the sort of thing you're normally supposed to mention.
Ah, yes, quite. Indeed. It was the, good barrister there, Mr. Edgeworth, who... He asked me not to mention if I wasn't specifically asked, sir.
You fool! I've done it. I've won. Miss April May checked into a twin room with a man, correct?
Yes, sir.
Then, when you brought them room service, you didn't see that man in the room.
That's right, sir.
Your Honor, we have just learned of another person involved who may have been the murderer.
In light of this new fact, I hold that it's impossible to judge the defendant. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Edgeworth?
And who, Mr. Wright, is this other person?
Simply, it was...
the man who checked in with Miss May.
Your Honor, as it has been previously revealed, Miss April May was tapping the victim's phone. Yet Miss May herself has an alibi at the time of the murder.
That started doing Edgeworth was her.
However, that does not clear the man that was with her.
The bellboy saw no one else in the room at the time of the murder.
My, what a convenient little setup. But it's too late.
Too late? I suppose you'd like it if it was too late, wouldn't you? After all, it was you who hid the presence of the other man from this court.
Oof! Upstart. Amateur. These accusations are ludicrous.
Enough. Enough. The court acknowledges the defense's argument. I expect the prosecution and defense to look into this matter fully. Am I understood?
Yes, Your Honor.
That is all today for the trial of my affair. Court is adjourned. Let's go.
Mr. Wright, you were amazing in there.
Really?
I think I might be your newest fan. Oh, I was just doing my job, you know. Then again, that other attorney was pretty cool, too.
Huh?
The face of it was wide eyes and trembling lips. It sent shivers up my spine. If you say so. So what happens with me? Do I get to go home now? Well...
No, I don't think so, not yet.
Oh, I see. I got a great lead in today's trial.
A lead? That man with Miss May, he's the key.
Oh, I get it. What happened to Miss May after that anyway? I heard they arrested her. I guess she's learning her charms will work everywhere. She's probably at the detention center now. I may have to go down there later. Anyway, this case is far from closed. Yes, sir. I'm going to find out more about this man. He was the one who... Maybe so. Don't worry, I'll find it by tomorrow, I promise. I'm counting on you. As for a full record of April May's testimony, I thought it might come in handy during the trial tomorrow. But now that I have it, I'm not too sure. Most of her testimony was all lies. In fact, there's only one part that hasn't been stricken from the record. I don't know how much good this will do me at all now. Anyway, time to hit the pavement and do some investigating. Maya doesn't belong in the detention center, and it's up to me to set her free. To be continued. So minimum for these Monday streams, by the way, is 3 hours. I'm going to try to keep it minimum 3 hours. We're usually going to go to at least 7, and that's what I'm going to do today, because I have some homework to do afterwards. But... Well, hello. I didn't expect anyone to visit me in such a dank place as this. It's really quite moving. Not, you stinking lawyer. I hope you die. Have you come to laugh? Yes, laugh at the fallen, Miss May. No, not really. There's something I wanted to ask. Unfortunately, there is nothing I want to be asked. Haven't you done enough questioning, you stinky head? Here we go again. Please, you're scaring the security guard. So, what is it you wish to ask of me, then? For starters, how did you get to be so totally whacked? That man. About the man who stayed with you in your hotel room. Can you tell me about him? Where is he? Come on. No way, Jose. Maybe you've had something to get her to talk. Why'd you place a wiretap on Mia's phone? Oh, when you say it like that, it sounds so cold, so criminal. Tapping people's phones is a crime, Miss May. Oh, and I suppose you learned that in lawyer school. Creep. So it's impossible to talk to. Say, why are you so angry? I mean, you don't look like a bad person. Oh, that does it! Bottom-feeding, scum-sucking lawyer? Bottom. I can't tell. Does she have a thing against lawyers or just against me? Hey, guess what? Actually, I really hate your guts. So get lost, because, well, I'm not cooperating. So talk to this guy. His painting's gone. The painting! Looks like Grossberg is out again. Maybe he's avoiding me for some reason. Wait a second, was there a giant painting animal? Yeah, it was a painting of fishermen, wasn't it? It's a very memorable painting. What's this? Old photos? Let's remove the pencil in the backs. DL6 incident exhibit A, DL. Take a look at these. Perhaps I'll borrow this photo. Alright. You again. Kids take a hit and stay gone. Hey, the only reason I'm back here is because you won't talk to me. Oh, it's my fault now. You don't have... You just have spiky hair. You also have a spiky heart. That does it. When this case is done, I'm shaving my head. Look, I said several times. I'm not telling you. Where did you... Aha, a reaction. This is him, isn't it? What? Who? When? Why? This is him. This is the man who stayed in your hotel room the night of the murder. No, that's not right. Nice try, Miss Cooperative. Do you have proof it was him? Hmm? Yeah, proof. Show me proof. Ah, welcome, sir. Quite the performance today, if I dare say so myself. Oh, thanks. Sorry for putting you on the spot like that. No, not at all, sir. Your efforts today can only be hope the Gatewater's rep, as they say. Huh, rep? Yes, our reputation was swell as the hotel where the murder used a wiretap. We can charge a premium for the room, of course. It will be great for business, sir. Whoa, Miss May hasn't been charged with murder. I, too, will become famous. The bellboy who brought the murder iced coffee. Why do I feel like we're both stuck in the same bad dream? So you are our honored guest. Please let me know if there is anything I can bring you. Miss May. Oh, her? Sir, not to boast, but I knew the moment I saw her. She'd do it, I said. Do what? I'm starting to think the most suspicious person here is this guy. I wanted to ask you about the man who was with Miss May. Ah, yes. He struck me as a real lady killer, if you pardon the expression. I knew it from the moment I saw him, sir. He and I are of the same ilk. We both carry the scent of danger. There we are, in total agreement, Mr. Psycho Bellboy. If you had a photo of that man, I'm quite sure I could identify him. Tell me about this hotel. Absolutely. And on that subject, I have an excellent idea, sir. Currently, this hotel is known as the Gatewater. I propose that we add a subtitle. A subtitle? The Gatewater Hotel. Murder Manor. Well, what do you think? Sounds great. Whatever floats your tea set. Take a look at this photo. That's him, detective. I'm the lawyer. Oh, I know that. I just wanted to say detective once. You know how it is. No, I don't. Without a doubt, that is the man who checked in with Miss April May. How about I write an affidavit swearing that that's him? An affidavit? Sorry, an affidavit, not an affidavit. I haven't write it down. Well, sure, why not? Yes, I've always wanted to write an affidavit, sir. From henceforth, I will be known as the bellboy who swore the affidavit. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right. Just hurry up and write it. I did Miss May can play dumb to this. Bellboy's affidavit. He tells us everything he saw. This is the man you checked in with. It was most definitely this guy. Now I'm getting somewhere. Ease her fears. Okay.
she's vulnerable now. I should be gentle. Miss May, it would be easy for me to hand this evidence to the police. If they get involved, wouldn't your boss be even more, inconvenienced? All I want to do is have a little chat with him. You won't tell me? Is that all you have to say? Yes. If it's so easy for you to get the police involved, then why don't you? Somehow I think you're not up to it. Show them a little kindness and they jump all over you. That had the opposite effect of what I hoped. Aw, poor little lawyer, and you were so close. Screwed up. Sky is blue and so am I. Ahem! Ah, you again! Hello, Mr. Grossberg. Well, well, you were quite the thing, my boy. Excuse me? The trial! The trial! Is that? Reminded me of myself when I was a youth. I guess something got passed down through me, maybe. Brings back memories, it does. Ah, the days of my youth. Like the scent of fresh lemon, you see. I apologize. This was a bit too much for me, my boy. Seeing you today, I appreciate the reminiscing, but I'd much rather you give me some information. So you came to see the trial? Yes, I did. Something was bothering me all last night, you see. I couldn't get a wink of sleep. Really? What was that? Well, you see, it's just me and sister, that poor girl. My boy, I owe you my thanks, truly. I don't know what I would have done if things had gone poorly for the girl. If you were that worried about it, why didn't you offer to defend her? As before, but why did you refuse to request your defense? I think I have a right to know. All right. A right, Mr. Wright. No, I'm sorry. It's just I need more time to think about it, my boy. He seemed troubled about something. Maybe I can find something that will inspire him to talk. No, that's not what I meant to do. The other day, I'm sure there was a big, pretentious-looking painting on that wall. Pretentious-looking? Well, you know the one I mean. Anyway, where did it go? Oh, yes, well, I got rid of it. Got quite tired of the thing, really. I sold it, you see? That's right. Sold it? I'm not sure I'd buy that. Wasn't that painting rather important to you, sir? Did something happen? I don't see how it's any of your business. Please, speak no more of that accursed painting. I didn't... Excuse me, I was wondering about this photograph. Where'd you get that? I borrowed it. Give it back at once! Mr. Grossberg, tell me about the man in this photo. He may have been in that hotel room with April May on the night of the murder. Do you know something about him? Anything? Very well, I'll tell you what I know. However, you didn't hear it from me if you follow. That man is Mr. Red White. He's the president of Blue Corp. Red, White, and Blue? Red, White, Blue Corp. There's something like a detective agency, right? They're information pros. They sell information, you see. Sensitive information. Despite his name, Mr. White has the blackest reputation of any man in this country. Should you run across him, watch what you say. You wouldn't want him digging up any dirt on you. Some information sounds like blackmail. Can you tell me where Blue Corp is located? I suppose. Finally, a lead on this guy. Even if April May couldn't have done it, he could have. Time to take action. Photograph returned to Mr. Grossberg. Now I must ask you to leave. I need to think about things alone. Interesting painting you got there. Welcome. Please furnish me with the title of your personage. What the? Your name? What's your name? I was just inquirably asking the title that you go by. Wright. Phoenix Wright. Inquirably? Mr. Wright, is it? Right, I see. Splendiferous. Perhaps I have intimidated you with my giantesque vocabulary. What is this guy's problem? I'm Red White, CEO of Blue Corp. You know, corporate expansion official. My business dealings bring me into contact with the elite. So I'm afraid I'm not used to conversing with the wordily challenged. What a fruitcake. Let me guess. You are an attorney fresh out of law school, are you not? That's the only explanation for why you would come to meet me like this. What does he mean by that? No matter. So, what business does a mighty lawyer have with a man such as myself? Yipes, this guy's arrogance meter is off the scale. Ridiculously, I have no interest in anything but originals. He said, I haven't seen this in words. Is that a replica? That right there is a bona fide original worth $5 million for sure. Miss May's an employee of Blue Corp, is she not? Correct. She was my secretariat. What a shock it was to hear what she has done. What she has done? You mean the wiretap? Indeed, she is paid to answer phones. Tapping them is not her job in the job description. She does gather information for us as part of her duties. But I assure you we do not condone illegal methods. It is ineffable that she would do this. Sounds like he's trying to turn Miss May into a scapegoat. The night of the murder, were you in April May's hotel room? Who can say? I seldom pay attention to mundane details such as time and place. My motto is, don't worry, be happy. Still, Mr. White, the hotel bellboy has stated on the record that he does remember you very clearly. No matter, the bellboy can say what he pleases. I still won't talk to you. If you want me to speak, put me on the witness stand. Although I doubt you'd be capable of doing that. Here's a good question, actually. Why didn't the prosecution call him as a witness? You should have seen the same thing as April May. Oh ho ho! The police, the courts. To me, they are mere toys, playthings for my amusement. What company is Blue Corp anyway? Excellent question. We buy and sell various kinds of information. We are a company of the future, you might say. We are the future. Sell information? In just 10 years, I built this business up into the grand office you see now. And in case you were wondering, Blue Corp was named after the color blue. I, Red, White, and Blue Corp, as founder and CEO, named it so. And why, you ask? Because I like the color blue, of course. Fantabulistic, is it not? There's something that's been bothering me. Yes? What might that be? That big painting on the wall up there. You know, I've actually seen that painting before. Oh, just yesterday, actually. Your point being? My point is simple, or rather, my question is simple. Why is that painting hanging on your wall? Mr. Wrong, was it? Right. It appears you do not fully grasp your position here. I ask again, who are you? A lawyer? No, my feeble friend, a mere lawyer. Worth nothing. Zilch. Zippo. Nada. Just like that sorry excuse for an attorney, Grody Burger. What? Ugh, oof. He punched me. Well, Mr. Lawyer, what will you do, eh? Charge me with assault? Charge away, I welcome it. For it is you who will be found guilty. What? Heed my exposition. The police, the courts, they all do my bidding. So you say. But I wonder, is that kind of control really possible? I don't expect you to understand. It is a world beyond your compensation. You came here from Grody Burgers, I presume. Mr. Grossberg's, yes. Then you must ask him, why is it that this painting of his hangs here? Perhaps then he will tell you. Perhaps he will explain how a man can live life purely for personal profit. Go now, skedaddle. There is nothing more to discuss. Huh? I don't think he noticed me standing here. Maybe I should clear my throat. Ahem. Jumping Jehoshaphat! Oh, you! What's wrong? You look so pensive, like an old man at the end of his days. I'm not senile yet. I was just thinking about this whole mess. Something's really bothering him. That much is clear. So I paid Blue Corp a visit. Oh, I see. Mr. Grossberg, I have to admit something has been bothering me. Oh, what is it? Well out with it, my boy. See, it's just that big paint. Mr. Grossberg, sorry.
There was a giant painting hanging right there the other day, was there not? The one you said you had no intention of parting with. Well, I saw it today. It was in the CEO's office at Blue Corp, Red White's office.
So you noticed. I suppose I should have guessed you would. It is a large painting. Mr. Grossberg, I know you and Mr. White are connected somehow. Connected, you say?
Yes, and I know that it is...
He's blackmailing you. Mr. White has something on you, doesn't he, blackmail?
I think that painting is fairly gaudy proof.
Very well. This may be the chance I've been waiting for. Maybe it's time to get this off my chest so I can finally rest easy again. After all, you were me as understudy. Perhaps it was fate. What's he talking about? Red White is a man who makes his living through intimidation. Blue Corp is a company that excels in finding people's weaknesses, I'm afraid. I've been paying them for 15 years now. 15 years? Well, because of the DL6 incident, as you may have guessed. The name on the back of those photographs. As you suspect, I could not stand a defensive mind because of this. Well, it would have destroyed me if I did. So that's the connection. It's hard for me to tell you this, my boy, but arresting Red White will be nigh on impossible.
Possible? Why?
There's information on everyone. It gives him an iron grip. He owns judges, attorneys, prosecutors, police, and politicians.
What?
They are bound and unable to do harm to themselves, and therefore to him. Don't look at me like that. What you see is nothing more than the weight of many years. What's the DL6 incident? DL6 is nothing more than the sorting code the police gave the case. It was 15 years ago now. I received a request from a medium, a spirit medium. Medium? Her name was Misty Fay. Fay! Indeed, she was Mia's mother. She had been investigating a murder at the bequest of the police, and she failed. As a result, the police called her a fraud. That's what Mia was talking about the other day. I did what I could for her, and in the end, cleared her of wrongdoing. That murder case, however, remains unsolved to this day. The case is the DL6 incident. Jesus Christ, that's a lot of talking, dude. Oh, wait. Why were you blackmailed over this, Mr. Roseberg? DL6 was top secret at the time. It made sense. The police didn't want people to know they were using a medium. They couldn't let people know, but one person found out. I told him. You told White? He offered me riches. It was an embarrassment to me now. Because I talked, the police were mocked far and wide. In secret, they began looking for the one who sold them out. Of course, White heard about it, and he came to me. Only this time, the offer was blackmail. Let's see. White controls the law of this country as he sees fit. Yet if you would still challenge him, have a close look at Mia's office. She followed his every move for years. She may have recorded something that she found. Funny, looking at this room, it seems so normal. Hard to imagine a murder took place here. Mr. Grossberg said there would be clues. Maybe I should have another look. Case the chief I worked on. W section is missing. I suspected it. Should I take a look or read it? I have tarnished the Fey name, leaving only these words: my mother vanished. I was determined to find the ones who had made my mother blame herself in this way. Using the power that runs in my family, I held an audience with the dead. Finally, the names of two men surfaced. One was Marvin Grossberg, a lawyer who sold my mother's information for riches. The other was the man who sold that information to the press, this parasite who makes his fortune on threats and coercion. His name is... Record stops there, so me and you Grossberg. There's writing on most of these in pencil. White? This is Mia's handwriting. Wait, I get it. Mia thought he was involved in these suicides. White drove them all to... I can use these newspaper clippings. Let's find the most disturbing one. Oh, true persistent. Sorry, but there's something I have to ask you. Mr. Lawyer, I really hate having to repeat myself, but it seems the message has not yet penetrated your thick skull. Stop bothering me. If you try my patience further, I fear a nasty incident may occur. So do I make myself clear?
in her office. She had filed with articles like this. Every one of them was labeled with a single word, White. Mr. White, I know what you did to this politician. You blackmailed him. Blackmail? Not just him either. You were threatening and coercing hundreds of others. You were involved in all the suicide cases that we investigated. This company is built on blackmail. I'm right, aren't I? What a bizarre accusation. Mr. Wrong. What is it that you should be doing now, investigating me? No, I think not. You should be searching for the... I think it's you should be searching for the one who killed Miss Mia. Searcher's office, hello. Mr. Wrong will be leaving now. Yes, sir. I'll send someone right away. Wait a second, Mr. White. You're wrong. You're wrong, Mr. White. Excuse me? What I should be doing now is going after you. Just what are you insinuating? Mia was onto you. She was keeping tabs. For this reason, you had April May tapping her phone. Then Mia was murdered, and all the documents about you mysteriously disappeared. So the culprit would be... Even a child can work it out, Mr. White. You did it. We won't be needing an escort from Mr. Wrong. Instead, please connect me to the public prosecutor's office. Of course, sir. One moment, please. White, that you? What are you doing calling me at a time like this? Hello, Chief Prosecutor. I've changed my mind. I want to testify tomorrow. What's this about? The Mia Fey case. I witnessed the murder, you see. And thus a very important witness I would like to testify. Well, what? Why now? I thought you said you didn't want to go to court. Quietude! I told you I changed my mind, didn't I? Oh, and one other thing. Send the police over... I don't know what I said. It was like Kronkish. Send the police over here right away. The man is standing right in front of me. He looks dazed. But could be violent. What man? Are you even listening? The executioner, the hatchet man, the liquidator, the killer man. What? Mr. White, this isn't another one of those. Chief Prosecutor, I do not believe you are in position to freely offer your opinion to me, correct? I'm telling you to send the police now. Did I not tell you, Mr. Wrong? You are a mere lawyer. As was Miss... I can't get the voice back. How dare you? I'll point the finger at you and you will be tried as Miss Mia's killer. The case is as good as settled. No lawyer of any worth will defend you. I have friends at the local lawyers association, you see. You'll be given a lawyer so stupendously inept that they make even you look competent. I feel faint. Detective Gumshoe reporting, sir. Ah! Butts, Harry Butts. Right, actually, Phoenix Wright. My friend's name is Larry. Oh, right, sorry, pal. Butts was that murderer, right? Detective Gumshoe. I present to you the man who killed Miss Mia Fey. What? Take this despicable human being into custody. Farewell, Mr. Wrong. I think I got it back right at the end. Can't believe it's only been a day since the first trial. My trial begins tomorrow. White's going to set a trap for me, and the prosecution will be in on it, of course. Everything included. An attorney was assigned to be my state yesterday. I refused. I had an idea. Right, Mr. Wright. Oh, Maya. Great, they let you out of detention. Just now, yes, it's all thanks to you. Ha, now I'm afraid we switched places. What, you mean you? Actually, what happened to Maya? I don't believe it. How many people does that man need to destroy before he's satisfied? My mother, my sister, and now you? This has gone too far. Mr. Wright, please tell me, is there anything I can do? Well... Cheer me on in court. Well, you can cheer on for me in court. Cheer for you? You mean like a cheerleader? Yeah, like that. Alright, leave it to me. Huh? I better go get a uniform and some pom-poms. Wait. What? I'm kidding, it was a joke. No way, no really, I was kidding, but thanks. It's good to know you're on my side. There really isn't anything you can do for me anyway. But I can't just sit here and do nothing. I've got to give that man a piece of my mind. Just a piece? Okay, then come to the trial tomorrow. Okay, I'll be there. I'll show them a thing or two. Times may change. With crime, it's the same old story. In fact, it's gotten worse. Lengthy court proceedings are no longer realistic. Beginning a few years ago, a limit of 3 days was put on initial court trials. Almost all finished today, most of the guilty verdict. I thought I would end up in the defendant's chair myself for this case. The true culprit appearing is the star witness. This is it. Tomorrow it's me or him. I don't know why, but I decided to do like a Micah voice from Red Dead Redemption 2. It just came to me.
Alright. Let's kick ass. Well, I guess this is it. Yeah, one way or another, this case gets decided today. Phoenix, look! Prosecutor Edgeworth. I received a call from the Chief Prosecutor's office yesterday. I was told that whatever Mr. White says today, it will be the absolute truth. No matter how you try to attack his testimony, if I raise an objection, I have it in good faith that the judge will listen to it. Mr. White have the judge in his pocket too? So you're saying I'm going to be guilty. End of my story. I will do anything to get my verdict, Mr. Wright. Anything. Why? Why? How can you torment an innocent person like this? Innocent? How can we know that? Guilty will always lie to avoid being found out. There's no way to tell who is guilty and who is innocent. All that I can hope to do is get every defendant declared guilty. So I make that my policy. Edgeworth, you've changed. Phoenix, you know him? Don't expect any special treatment, Phoenix, right? Phoenix. Well, court will be starting soon. What? But wait, the defense attorney isn't even here yet. They're not... I'll be defending myself. What? Okay, let's do this. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Phoenix Wright. Prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Very strange voice for him. Defense is ready, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, are you sure you're up to doing this? Yes, Your Honor. I will be defending myself. Understood. Very well. Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. As the details of the event are already quite clear to the court, today we will hear the testimony of a witness to the defendant's crime. I see. The prosecution may call its witness. That went far too smoothly. Why didn't the judge ask Edgeworth why his witness didn't testify before? It's like he already knows why. If anyone's going to raise an objection about this, it's supposed to be me. Mr. Edgeworth, you owe an explanation to the court. Why didn't this witness testify in the trial against Miss Maya Fey? I'm ever so sorry. Mr. White is a busy man, and besides, at the time, I thought that Miss May's opinion was all that would be needed. Again, my sincerest apologies to the court. Excellent, Mr. Edgeworth. I appreciate your demeanor. Great, he gets to show off and I get nowhere. I'd like to call Mr. Red White to the stand. Please state your full name. You wish to know the title of my personage? Your name. Yes, that is what I said. Oh dear, do my locutions? Do my locutions confuse? Name. These two are great together. My name is Red White, but my friends call me Blanco Nina. I am the CEO, or to use a more common term, the president of Blue Guard. Did you know the victim, Miss Maya Fey? Mia Fey? That would be a negatory. No, I did not. You were at the Gateswater Hotel the night of the murder? Correct. Did you witness the murder from there? Why, tell you what you already know. Very well, Mr. White, you may begin your testimony. I can't really discuss this with you. I'm done. Why do I always feel like I'm at the end of the world and I'm the last man standing? Oh! Happy you've made your peace with God, Mr. Lawyer. Let him have it, Phoenix. Let's see, it was about 9, I believe. I was quietly perusifying, that's reading to you, some papers by the window. Then I heard a bedlam coming from outside. Surprised, I turned to look at the building across the way. It was then I saw a spiky-haired man attacking a woman with long hair. Needless to say, that man was none other than you, Mr. Lawyer. I called Miss May over at once. She, too, was flabbergasted, of course. The victim, she ran away, but you gave chase. Finally, there was a terrible impaction, then it was all over. Things occurred as you testified, that I'm afraid the defendant is guilty. Very well defended, Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination? Yes, Your Honor. That's not what I meant to say. How come? What was Miss May doing at the time? She just finished watching a soap opera on the TV and was weeping openly. You know she had been tapping the Fay office phone. Irrelevant. That has nothing to do with the case at hand. I care not. I will answer the lawyer's bold inquiry. Miss May was acting alone when she tapped the phone of this fable. A good politician, Mr. White. Oh, I know. After all, I am El Presidente. Please continue. A little more detailed about that. I think it's worth knowing exactly what happened. Of course, comprende. I understand. The victim was attacked by you and ran to the left. You gave chase and struck her down. Are you sure? As you know, I am always abso-positively perfect. Perhaps you could change your testimony to reflect that in detail. Wrong. Wait right there. Mr. White, you've dug your own grave. What is this? You said the victim ran to the left, but that directly contradicts Miss May's testimony. She clearly stated the victim ran right. Oh, it is simple. You have misheard her. I think not. Look at the floor plans. The killer was here. The victim here. The victim ran to the left as you claimed she did. She would have been running directly away from the door. She would have been running into a dead end. Don't you find that odd? Very strange. I did see her run to the left. I did. Phoenix, look at his face. I don't think he's lying about this one. True, maybe he really did see the victim run left. So he did witness the killing. Wait a second. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? Miss May says right. Mr. Wright says left. Can you explain the contradiction to the court? Both are right. Both witnesses are telling the truth, for once. Huh, I doubt it. Rather, that does not clear up the contradiction. There is one scenario that would explain their conflicting accounts. What? Obviously, the witness was not viewing the crime from the hotel. Mr. Wright, what do you mean? Yes, what do you mean? He was not viewing the crime from the hotel. If he was not in the hotel, where could he have been? In the law offices of Fay & Co., of course. More specifically, he was standing here. Show the court where Mr. Wright was standing. Take that! This is where he was. Look, when the victim ran for the door, if he was watching from this point, to him it would appear that she ran to the left. Please, this is no time for jokes and ill taste. That is where the killer was standing. Order! I will have order! Anyone disturbing the order of this courtroom will be held in contempt. Mr. Wright, what are you suggesting? Rapscallion? Postulations of the defense are a distortion of the truth, Your Honor. Indeed, they do seem a bit far-fetched. You provide us with so much entertainment, Mr. Lawyer. What now? He's laughing? The hilarity of the moment made me remember something. It appears I have been unclear, and for this I apologize. Mr. Your Honor, might I be allowed to testify once more? Very well, let's hear your revised testimony. Good luck. You can't fix a broken testimony, buddy. Miss May's testimony was correct, as was mine. When you assaulted the girl, she first ran to the left, and then you hit her savagely. That's what I saw. Next, with the last of her strength, she ran to the right. You chased her and delivered the final blow. That is what Miss May saw. You see? You hit her twice. Don't you remember, Mr. Lawyer? That does seem to make sense. Will you be cross-examining the witness testimony? You bet I will. I mean, yes, Your Honor. Come on, this one's easy. Mr. White, the victim died from a single blow. What do you have to say to that? Now's my chance to hit him where it counts.
Mr. White, wasn't it you who told this court you were abso-positively perfect? I will refrain from using that phrase from now on. Your Honor, if you could have asked the witness for a new testimony. The witness is obviously confused, Your Honor. I would like to request a 10-minute break. Yes, Squire. The witness is confused because he's lying. I emphatically request that there be no break, Your Honor. Yeah, we want justice. Don't let him get away. Very well, if the witness would care to revise his testimony. Crowd's on my side. No slipping out of this now, White. Mr. White. Okay. Well, see, I looked at the other window when I heard that thing fall. Then, the next moment I saw Miss Mia run to the left. Killer, you attacked her, but she dodged. And then she turned and ran to the floor. Then you did her in with a single blow. Thwap. Thwap indeed. Very well, you may begin the cross-examination. Mr. Your Honor, my stomach, you see, it's hurting. Deal with it. This is almost over. Yeah. Heard that thing fall. What exactly was that thing? The glass light stand. Right, the one that had fallen over the scene. Phoenix, doesn't something about that strike you as odd? Very odd. Mr. White. Huh? What? You're saying you saw the glass light stand? Yes. But change your testimony to reflect that. Sorry, my bad. The witness will revise his testimony. Okay, of course. Light stand was lying on the floor when I looked. Mr. White. It was impossible for you to have seen the glass stand. What? Look at this. These are the floor plans to the scene of the murder, yes? Correct, Your Honor. Now, look. If you were to look through the window at the office, this is the area you would be able to see. Here. Well, note that the stand is not within the visible area. Well, Mr. White? What do you have to say to that? Ridiculosity. Mr. White, if you were in the Gatewater Hotel as you claim, you could not have seen the stand before it fell over. In fact, you wouldn't have been able to see it after it fell either. There's no way you could have recognized the broken shards as a glass light stand. So, when did you see the stand, Mr. White? It must have been the moment that it fell. And the only place you could have seen that from is inside the Fey Law offices. In other words, you were at the scene of the crime when the murder took place. Mr. White? Mr. White, you did it, didn't you? Mr. Your Honor, I, Miss Mia. Looks like we're about to get over. That's far enough, Phoenix, right? What? I forgot about Edgewood. Mr. White, I think the time has come. Shouldn't you confess your crime now? Well, what? I said you should confess your crime, ergo, confess that you placed the wiretap. The wiretap? Order! Whoop! Order! Mr. Edgeworth, explain to the court what you mean by this. Distinguished members of the court, Mr. White is slightly confused. Allow me to explain. I really don't like the way this is headed. As you know, Mr. White is the CEO of Blue Corp. He ordered his secretary, Miss April May, to tap the law offices of Miss Fay. What does that have to do? Your Honor, the question is, when was the wiretap placed in the office and by who? No, you wouldn't. Mr. White, in order to place the wiretap, you entered Miss Fay's office, am I correct? Correct. You are most correct, Miles. Give me a break. Yes, in order to place the wiretap, I breached the Fay and Co. law offices. This is what I saw when I saw that accursed light stand. Now I'm confused. Please explain to the court what all this means, Mr. Edgeworth. Gladly, Your Honor. Mr. Phoenix Wright has made his position quite clear. He has determined that Mr. White knew the glass stand was in the office. He has shown that there was only one time Mr. White could have had the stand at the very moment of the murder. Thus, Mr. Wright would make you to believe that Mr. White was the murderer. I see. However, it is a fact that Mr. White had been in the office well before the murder took place. When he went to place the wiretap, he could have seen the glass light stand then. Ergo, Mr. Phoenix Wright's theory is revealed for the baseless conjecture that it is.
Mr. White, you will testify to the court about this wiretapping. Yeah, leave it to me.
I feel faint.
It was the beginning of September, the week before the murder. I had entered the Paggigalo law offices. Of course, I had done so to place the wiretap. That is when I saw this glass light stand. So you saw the stand before the night of the incident. This is how you were able to identify what had fallen over by the sound. Correct, that is right. I see. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine. Did press him on every single one. Was it really you that went to the office, or was it Miss May? Unidentified fingerprints several days old were found at the Paggigalo law offices. Those were obviously Mr. White's. If I know my truth, he's already run a check on his prints. Now, Mr. White, tell us why you went to the Paggigalo law offices. Why did you place Mia's phone? Why did you wiretap Mia's phone? This has no bearing on your current case, Your Honor. Blue Corp is a detective agency of sorts. Oh, sorry. Blue Corp is a detective agency of sorts. We have a responsibility to protect client confidentiality. Why did you notice something as innocuous as a light stand? The light stand was made entirely out of glass. It was quite stylish, so I guess it made a lasting impression on me. Such a beautilicious thing deserves attention, does it not? That is all. I have no idea. Tisk. I'm afraid that's as far as you go, Mr. Wright. The time has come for you to admit your defeat. You fought honorably. Mr. Wright, are you giving up? Yes, Your Honor. Phoenix. Huh? Phoenix, over here. I know that voice. Mia? Never give up, Phoenix. Mia! Where am I? The waiting lobby? What happened? Oh, right. I lost the trial. I was hallucinating. Ah, you're finally awake. Yeah! Hey, Phoenix. Gak? That's no way to greet an old friend. Phoenix, I want you to look at me. Maya? Didn't you know the Fey women have strong psychic powers? When you accepted your defeat in court, it appears that was enough shock to awaken Maya's true powers. So Maya is channeling you, Mia? That's right, I am Maya, but I'm also Mia. Now, I want you to listen to me, Phoenix. Maya never gave up. You can't either. That's what I came here to tell you. But we don't have much time, Phoenix. Now listen. You've already won, huh? You have that receipt in the court record. You have that receipt in the court record, right? Oh yeah, the one you wrote Maya on, right? Phoenix, White wrote that, not me. So what do I do with it? Look at the front of the receipt. The front? It's It's a regular receipt. Looks like it's from a famous department store. $1,000. Wow, big spender. Item, glass light stand. Date of purchase, September 4th. September 4th, that's right, Phoenix. I bought this stand the day before I was killed. Whoa! Now, what did Mr. Wright say in his testimony? It's the beginning of September, a week before the murder. So he saw the stand a week before the murder. There you go. I think the court is about to reconvene. Now go do it, Phoenix. You know you're innocent. Now you just have to prove it. Right. It's weird how her body changes as well when she channels her. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Mr. Felix Wright. Is the defendant, rather. Are you alright, Mr. Wright? Yes, sorry, Your Honor. I'm fine now. So let's start where we left off. Your Honor, there is nothing to get back to. Cross-examination of Mr. White is finished. All that is required now is for you to pass judgment on the defendant Phoenix Wright. Your Honor, please give me one more chance. I promise you this is the last time I'll ask you. But as Mr. Edgeworth has noted, the trial is more or less finished. Mr. Edgeworth, do you have an opinion on this matter? I say, let us give Mr. Phoenix Wright his last chance. Very well. You may begin your cross-examination.
Objection!
Instant. Look closely at this. See the word Maya written in blood? Wow, you're grasping. I think not. Look at the other side of the receipt. The other side? Your Honor, would you tell the court what is written on the other side of that receipt? Well, a glass light stand. And the date of purchase? Why, that's the day before the murder. You see, Mr. White, when you allegedly entered Fanco Law offices at the beginning of September, the stand could not have been there. Well, Mr. White, can't get out of this one, can you? No, it's impossible. Uh-oh, he's losing it. Well, Your Honor, I understand there must be quite a bit of pressure on you, but I think you'll agree you can't judge me guilty under these circumstances. Very well. Then that is all of the trial for the trial of... Not so fast, Phoenix Wright. Eh? Nani? What? Nobody can worm his way out of this one. Oh, wait, I forgot. It's Edgeworth. There is a certain thread of logic to the defendant's claims. However, there is no concrete proof that Phoenix Wright is innocent. Ergo, I would like to request one more day before Phoenix Wright is granted his freedom. Any time to make one more inquiry into this matter. Another inquiry. This is going to be another one of those updated autopsy reports. This guy just makes up evidence as he pleases. This is bad. Mr. White's guilt is obvious. There is no need to prolong this trial any further. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, if anyone's going to call Mr. White to trial, it should be me, the prosecution. I need a day to ascertain whether his claims have any basis in factual evidence. I see. Objection denied. What? The completion of the trial of Mr. Phoenix Wright will be postponed until tomorrow. No, there's no telling what will happen if I can't end this now. Edgeworth is sure to come up with, or just make up something. After Mia showed up to help me and all. Your Honor, may I go home? Of course, thank you for your time. The witness will stay. Mia, Phoenix, read this note out loud. Yeah, what's this? Your Honor, if I may. You're quite persistent today, Mr. Wright. You bet I am. My life is riding on this one. Yeah, like what? That's something I would like to read to the court. The memo Mia had given me was a list of names. Many of them sounded strangely familiar. People in finance, famous celebrities. That's when it happened. So stop! Desist! Halt! Please, stop! Make him stop! How? How did you get that list? Mr. White, admit your guilt right here, right now, or else this list will be released to the press. I confess. I confess. I did it. I hate her. I hit Miss Mia with the thinker. Case closed, Your Honor. Well, I see no real reason to continue this trial. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. You've done it again. That was quite a spirited defense. Yes, Your Honor. I guess you could say that, if only you knew how spirited it was. Well, this court finds the defense, rather the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright, not guilty. That is all. This court is adjourned. Well, I never thought I'd be saying this again, but congratulations, you're lucky I was born a Fae. I'm lucky I had both you and Maya on my side. I'm glad you made it. Thank you, Phoenix. You risked a lot to help me and Maya. I won't forget it as long as I live. As long as you live? My time here's running out. Huh? Maya's powers are still weak. I can't stay here that long. What? No, there's still so much to say. Don't worry. I'm sure we'll meet again. Chief! Hee, I'm not the chief anymore. Phoenix? May I ask, can you come to the office tonight, say 9 o'clock? The office? I'll see you later. Chief, Mia! Being here, it's hard not to think about that night. You came, Mia. I was kind of worried you might not, huh? Of course I came. Well then, I'm pretty hungry. How about a burger? Mia? Wahaha, you should see your face. Mia? What are you talking about? It's me, Maya. Maya? What, did I look like my sister? Look like you were her. I might be able to use that. Oh, Phoenix, go to the store and buy me lunch, would you? Maya, why are you here? Because of this. See, Mia wrote me a letter. Take care of Phoenix for me. Take care of, huh? She means the office, this office. Someone has to help with the new Wright & Co. law offices, right? And who better but me, Maya Faye, reporting for duty. Wait, no. On second thought, let's make this casual. Yo, Nick, Maya here, ready to get down to business. You don't mind me calling you Nick, do you? It's a great name. Mia said that's what your friend Larry calls you. Nick. You know what this means? We're partners. You know, when I think about it, it is Maya's fault I'm here now. But if it wasn't for her, I'd probably be in jail. Wright & Co. law offices. It's got a good ring to it. Yeah, thanks, Maya. Good luck, Phoenix. I'll always be here, watching. It's really strange, like... Why don't you move on to the afterlife? I feel like Right, okay, Nick, let's do this, huh? Do what? Burgers, dummy. Burgers. There's a great burger joint down the street. Come on, there's time's a wasting. Oh, okay, wait up. And there we go, completed the first Phoenix Wright game. Haha. Joke, he did it again. Just kidding. There's more. New episode has been added. Turnabout Samurai. We'll give you a little sneak peek. Description last time, Pale Samurai, the Pale, or Steel Samurai, the Pale Moonlight, or tell you or something. The moon? No, it is you who should gaze upon the moon. For it will be the last moon you will ever see! See you in hell, evil magistrate! Whoa! Rah! The warrior swords gleam and strike in moonlight. One has fallen, but who? Only the moon knows. Don't miss next week's exciting episode. The Dark Messenger returns. Oh, we're going to October now. It's not really. That rocked. See you in hell, evil magistrate. Whoa, stop waving that broom around. Oh, Nick, I didn't know you were here. You know, Edgeworth is in this case. Of course I'm here. What was that surreal show you were watching? What, Nick, you mean you don't know the Steel Samurai? You're only the most popular TV hero for young people. Young? Like, how young? 10 years old? What the heck are you doing getting all excited? Hey, I'm only 17. That's 17. See, I'm a teen, not like you, Nick. Hey, don't talk to me like I'm your grandpa or something. I'm only 24 myself. And watch it with me. He's really cool, and it's really popular. When they asked grade school kids what they wanted to be, Steel Samurai was #1. I really worry about kids these days. Gramps. Well, the Steel Samurai's over. I guess it's time to close up the office. I guess. Wish we had some clients. A month has passed since my trial. Mia's murder was the talk of the town for some time. No one paid any attention to the Wright and Co. law services. How am I going to pay the rent this month? It'll be okay. I'm sure some big client is just around the corner. 2 days later. Hello? This is Phoenix. Nick! Why, what? It's still early. It's the Steel Samurai. The Steel Samurai got arrested. Huh, you mean the guy on that show? Yes, they're saying that the Steel Samurai killed a villain. Isn't that what he's supposed to do? Yeah, on TV. Yeah, on TV. No, I mean, he actually did it in real life. He skewered a villain with a samurai spear. I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. Just come to the office, quick, please, Nick. You're watching television. Now for the morning news. The actor Will Powers was arrested yesterday. Powers plays the lead role in the popular kids show, The Steel Samurai Warrior of Neo-Ori Tokyo. He was arrested on suspicion of murder. The victim was Jack Hammer. He plays the villain known as the Evil Magistrate. His body was found still inside the Evil Magistrate costume. The samurai spear was also found stuck through the body. Police believe this was the murder weapon. They're investigating further. This has to be a joke. No, it's a nightmare. The Steel Samurai is over. The world is over. Yes, Wright & Co. law offices. What? Nick? It's the Steel Samurai. What? Yes, of course. We'll be right there. Let's go, Nick. Go? Go where? They have the Steel Samurai down in detention. So what? So I've decided this will be our first case. What should we do? How can you just sit there like that? We have to get down to the detention center and meet the Steel Samurai. Should we investigate the issues, do some sightseeing? I wonder. My money's on sightseeing. We don't have enough information to make a case yet. Just admit it. You don't have any clue what happened. No, we just don't have enough information. I'll meet the guy. Why not? What's wrong? It's him in the flesh. Is that guy really him? What do you mean, that guy? Of course it's him. Will Powers, our client. That's him. Maybe I shouldn't be saying this, but he definitely did it. Murder. At least once. Maybe twice. Whoa. What are you saying? Yes? Something wrong? Something wrong? No. This is getting off to a great start. I know. You're disappointed, aren't you? Disappointed? Oh, no. No, it's okay. This is the real me. When I got the part of the Steel Samurai with that mask, I decided I would never show my face in public until the job was over. It's the kids, you know. I don't want to wreck their dreams. Oh. I guess it didn't matter. So much for dreams. I wonder what they'd think of the Steel Samurai now. Nick, what? He's a good guy. I mean, he's good. Yeah, he didn't do it. Okay. With that, we're gonna save. And next time. What's in that? Do I have the capture card in here? Wait. Well, next time, guys, it's been a fun time streaming for all of you, but sometimes we just gotta move on in life. That really be how it be sometimes. So, I'll be coming at you back tomorrow at about noon with my boy Wyrock and my boy Kyle Icy. We'll be playing some Hat in Time co-op. We might have a fourth person as well. I don't know. It's just like every time we add a person, every time we stream it. We haven't streamed in 2 weeks, 3 weeks almost. But it's gonna be 3 weeks when I stream tomorrow. So. It was unfortunate, but we're finally gonna be back with it, hopefully. So see you then for Hat Town Co-op. Until next Monday, we will not be seeing Phoenix Wright again. But next Monday, I will stream it again. So don't worry about it. This upcoming Wednesday, I will either be streaming Fire Emblem Three Houses, or I will be streaming a different game on the Wii U, trying to push forward the Smash Games list. And then I will also try streaming that on Thursday as well. I do not want to abandon Fire Emblem Three Houses, even though I haven't played for 3 weeks, so, but I do want to continue the Smash just because Luigi's Mansion 3 comes out. So Luigi's Mansion 3... Okay, so Luigi's Mansion 3 comes out on the 31st of October. And I also want to play other spooky things during October. Like at least one other spooky game, like probably a Silent Hill, because I just got those games. What am I trying to say? So, the Smash games list, Luigi's in like 9, he's at number 9, and right now I'm on 4 extra, which is Dark Samus. So I want to kind of blow through them, because they're all kind of short games, except for Dark Samus and Pikachu. They're all kind of short games that I can zip through in like a stream or two. So, that's why I may not be streaming as much Fire Emblem Three Houses as I'd like to. How it happens. So yeah, but expect Prime 2 or Prime 3 sometime this week probably instead of Three Houses. But I might just stream Three Houses instead. I might just be lazy. Anyway, tomorrow, Hat in Time. Next week. This is a good Mystery Monday, first Mystery Monday. But unfortunately, we won't be seeing it till next week. So sad to see everyone go. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you tomorrow.